University will unveil phase 2 of this building. Tupigie makofi tafadhali. Of the building that has been unveiled and some of the subjects that here unveiled.
So, how are you guys? Ready? Very good. Okay.
Alright, welcome to the excellency. We have a smart class. The purpose of this is to help our students access our students and mostly it's because we have students who they have challenges to class and make sure that they have. The second thing is that we are empowering our students with the digital skill of learning how to even start up a project like this. And this, how they are handle meetings, the starting point to the innovation. Now, how does this work? There are features here. The features, these are physical features. It's very easy. Here, two screens, one screen is for the answer to teach, and then there are members of the class. So we have some live students there, and then the rest are sitting.
Who are remote?
Yeah.
The students are remote?
Yes, they are remote. So any that... Yes, it is a hybrid class.
Very good.
Yes.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Excellency, we are connecting our four universities to Microsoft. And they have the same systems of IT,
Yes.
and they communicate and they utilize the teaching staff and they utilize the
resources they have.
each other.
They share.
And they share and expand. We
Beautiful.
work through the system, all the challenges.
This is
the future so that we can reduce the costs and control lecturers. For example, the cost has too many things. We have this, we have lesser lecturers that you utilize the resources that much more. It's the future.
Thank you. Okay. So which class is this now?
Now, this is the strategic management class.
Strategic management.
Yes. And we're currently going through the step, political and economic.
Political factors.
Yes. So all these factors. Yeah.
Social, environment, technology, legal. Very good. Okay, so what are some of the political factors you'll be? Let's talk about the economic factors.
Sorry.
My name is Kaka Elinadano. A student pursuing Bachelor in Business Management. Business Management. Yeah. Specializing in finance. And these political factors are how our government's actions and political stabilities affects the business organization and the economy at large. These political factors include the taxation policy, the government stability, the wars and conflicts, like it can be the internal within our country or the international wars, like Russia-Ukraine war, how it affects our daily business activities. And these political factors matters in our daily business activities because it determines the investment attractiveness. It also helps us to plan the daily strategies, like in planning in taxing plan, how we plan to start your business, such things.
So you take into account some of those factors?
Yeah.
Taxation,
Yeah.
stability, predictability, that is the business environment.
Yeah.
That's very good. That's good. Okay, and what are some of the economic factors that somebody else can tell me some of the economic factors you people are learning about?
Hello.
Hello, how are you today?
Fine, thank you.
Very good.
The economic factors,
I can't hear you.
the economic factors, it deals with everything related to the financial aspects, such as the inflation, interest rates, unemployment, and many others. And this can also, mostly, the business cycle can affect them, such as from many business, how it adapts from the peak to the trough, the recession, and the expansion. For example, a company can find ways to
mitigate some of the, because I would say inflation is a factor.
Yes.
Is an economic factor.
Yes.
Interest rates.
Yes.
Is an economic factor.
Yes.
That inform how businesses thrive, or how they succeed, or how they go through challenges.
Yes.
Yeah. So like our inflation has come down from 9.6 to about an average of 4. Is that good or bad?
It's
That's extremely good.
Interest rates have also come down from an average of 18 to about an average of 14. Is that going in the right direction?
well, yeah, it's going in the right direction.
Okay. Hello. How are you guys? Very good.
Sir, if we might take up innovation, we innovate, and also include future entrepreneurs. We have 3 key projects that we remind the government agenda in health, agriculture, and affordable housing. Welcome.
His Excellency, my name is Nora Kasi. I'm an undergraduate student taking Bachelor of Science in Nursing. I'm part of the innovation team at UMA, and me and my team came up with digitizing the mother and child healthcare book. When the mother and child healthcare book gets lost, we lose a lot of data, the previous pregnancies data, which we can use to prevent losing lives of the mothers. Now, the mother is able to track her pregnancy process, the next appointment, and this can be, she can get a reminder from her phone of the next appointment so that she will not miss. Then we have the pregnancy journey she's going to track in her first trimester, what she's going to experience. Then we have the care. This is where she can track and get it. After many years, she wants to know the immunization schedule of her child. She's going to get it. The ANC. Then the symptom risk assessment. I used AI, I integrated AI. This tool does not provide medical advice. Always consult with a healthcare professional, but she can describe her symptoms. And this is an example of a risk assessment, and it told the mother she's of high risk. The recommended referral was to, I gave Kajiado as a location. So given your location and the agency, please proceed to the nearest healthcare facility. Then locate care. Find a hospital within your area. And also find a transport. In terms of emergency, you should also be able to find a transport. Then community forum, connect with other mothers and healthcare professionals. They're able to discuss upcoming things. Then upcoming blood drive, she's able to know of a blood bank. Donate blood, save a mother, and no mother should die while giving birth to a child. And we end PPH. So learn about the SHA, the government, new health financing programs under the government, the Social Health Authority and the Linda Jamii. Then the healthcare worker portal is able to get real-time data about the total mothers registered, LC visit, high-risk pregnancies, and we can able to make predictions and predict the maternal mortality rate. Then this app is also, not every mother has a not everybody has access to smartphone. Then we have a USSD simulator. If a mother is...
You have a USSD simulator?
Yeah. She can either choose a language, English, Swahili, check her, she can use AI to check her symptoms, find a hospital, find emergency driver, and get the ANC schedule. Yeah.
Very interesting. That's good. Am I allowed to ask a question?
Yes.
So we now have our healthcare program. You know, the SHA program is now digitized.
Yeah.
Admission is digitized. The whole process is digitized, including discharge.
Yeah.
And the whole program also around what you just described. Maternal care, you know, that whole space. Through pregnancy, prenatal, you know, antenatal, all the way to vaccination, you know. So that whole process is now available on a digital platform. How have you looked at it?
Yeah,
and do you have any suggestions on what is available and what you think we can improve?
Yeah.
Do you have any?
Yeah. Another suggestion is that, you know, in the where I did my rural assessment is in Chuluni Health Center, Kitui.
Yes.
Now in Chuluni we don't have that system. We find mothers and the mothers cannot deliver there. Now we find bridging the misinformation about SHA, it's a problem, it's a challenge. You tell a mother register for SHA, then she starts asking you as a healthcare worker a lot of questions. And then I'm supposed to give the information.
The service,
I'm supposed to give the service and the information and everything. Now to bridge that gap, now we have the app, and also at the comfort of her home, she's able to receive messages, timely messages, reminding her.
So you're saying this can enhance what is there.
Yeah, what is there.
Can provide the last mile.
Yeah. And that is information.
Let me come in. I am the owner of the system. We have, what you have displayed, we have one beta. And you can use your phones, everybody here. It's called Afya Yangu app. Afya Yangu app is for the patient. You don't carry your MRI, you don't carry, it is paperless. So you go to your doctor, for example, all the stages, the journey of a maternal is found in Afya Yangu. For the doctor, we have practice 360. And that's why even a doctor can use that app to give the authorization, OTP. So I know the problem you have in Churu, in Kitui, is because we have only done 25 counties digitization. But Kitui is one of the counties we have not gone to. The moment we take our tablets, we take our biometrics, no Kenyan will carry.
How will those gadgets help her as a health professional to assist the patient?
Now that gadget does registration, has the patient's data, the doctor uses for authorization, and that gadget, in fact, even if you steal it, we tell Kenyans, even if you steal it, it won't help you. It has been scripted in such a way that only carries health data.
So, but I think to her point, the mother, how will the mother in the village? Because the tablet is available in the hospital.
Yes.
What about the mother in the village? I think that is what she
That's
said.
why, if the mother has a phone, she uses the Afya Yangu app.
Oh, they can log in?
Yes.
Okay.
Even from anywhere, even you. If you go and upload Afya Yangu, your details, your SHA number.
Is it available on USSD like us?
Absolutely.
And then,
There's still a lot of misinformation.
there's one question which we need to answer.
Yeah.
There's a lot of misinformation.
It's not about. So there's only one group of people in Kenya who don't have a smartphone. They even don't have a computer. So how do we help them? And that's why we have got 107,000 community health promoters.
Maybe the health promoters can use it.
Yes, every village, they go to every household and they'll ask you.
Okay. So I think you have a partnership we can create.
But for that person to invest going forward, all the health system must be integrated into the digital health superhighway.
Yeah.
This is a very good system you have provided.
Okay, please.
My name is Edison Mondo.
Yes.
I am a student undertaking Bachelor in Computer Science.
Very good.
Doing a specification in software engineering.
Okay.
It is a pleasure to meet you, sir.
Thank you very much, my friend.
So I will hereby present you a decentralized housing registration system. This particular system works on a blockchain technology. I'm targeting the affordable housing program, where each and every Kenyan should embrace this particular program. So how does it work? We are bringing safe and secure registration and secure transfer of entitlement, which is ownership among these beneficiaries, using secure platform and using smart contracts in this particular platform. So how does it work? How do I ensure safe registration? I am using a hierarchy from a super admin to an admin to the owner. So a super admin registers an admin using the wallet address. And now the admin registers an owner and the property details too using the owner's address. Now, after the owner is registered, they can access their user dashboard and the property which is registered to that particular owner under their own wallet address. This wallet address is provided in the blockchain technology are unique and therefore safe and secure. Now, on the transfer of entitlement pattern, when an owner with the property listed under his own wallet address wants to list this particular property, and other owners can obtain this property. One, they list it on the marketplace, it is available. The second user will now see this particular property, request for buy, and now the request is pending, and therefore the first owner is going to accept this request, and now he's willing to transfer this particular project. After transfer, as you can see the first owner's account, there is no property because it has been transferred. It is a smart contract that has been executed, and therefore on the second owner, he has now two properties. If you can see the property number, it is the same as the one that the first owner had.
The one which was on sale.
Yeah, the one which was on sale, yeah. So we have this each and every action on this particular system has a gas. Reason because I'm using Ethereum as a particular blockchain and cryptocurrency. Now, each and every transaction, this actually means that this particular system, once it has been integrated within the system, it can actually generate revenue. These were the accounts. These are the wallet addresses that have been used in this particular prototype. And these are the smart contracts that have been executed in this particular prototype. So, sir, will you join me to make a happy nation?
Certainly will. The way I see your system, the way it is configured, it's again a last mile product, to assist us in the sale of the houses, and because we want to democratize and make that place transparent so that people can see, we make the offer available to everybody. Because the system we have today is if you go to *832# that is Bomayangu, then I would want you to think, how do you I wanted to go to Bomayang. Yeah, I think it is *832#. Yeah, you check what is available on Bomayang, and then tell us what improvements you think can be made in that space, because we are now moving to the next level. More people are more units are now available to the public to buy, and therefore this system, which is the system for, it's like an agency system, will now come into play. That now it is the process of identifying the buyers, and we have an algorithm that makes sure that you can only buy a house once. You cannot buy another house until everybody in Kenya has bought one. So that, because that's the logic of affordable housing or social housing, and also because we want to also create equity, right? And every buyer is going to be assessed. The people with the lowest ability come first, so that we can be able to deal with the people in the more vulnerable people in that space, especially for social housing. And then we have affordable housing. And then we have also available for people who want to buy market rate houses. So I would want you to think about, look into Bomayang, look at it and suggest to us any improvements we can make from there. Would you do that?
I will do that, certainly.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So, good luck.
Good morning, Your Excellency. I'm fine, thank you. My name is Michael Cairo, and I'll have the honor to take you through the proposed School of Engineering Design Concept. First, I'll start with the master plan. The master plan has 3 color codes. We have yellow. These are the existing building. We call it phase 1. We have orange. This is phase 2 buildings, which is just commissioned. And we have a future proposed development. We call it phase 3. But they are marked in grey. For the proposed School of Engineering, it's part of the future development of the university. The proposed location, it sits on this area, which is 3 acres.
Okay.
I'll take you through the floor plan layouts. We have 3 blocks, Block A, Block B, and Block C. Block A will house 3 programs, which are computer and software engineering. We'll have electrical and electronic engineering and biomedical engineering. For Block B, we'll be housing 4 programs, which are mining engineering, civil engineering, geospatial engineering, and environmental engineering. We also have Block C. This will be housing the lecture halls, staff room, and faculty offices. The building is 3 levels, ground floor, first floor, and second floor, with a total area of 11,600 square meters. It has 3 levels, which is as per the guidelines of Engineers Board of Kenya. And these are the pictorials of the final view of the building once it's complete. This is the front, the side. Because we'll be housing the labs and the workshops. Because of the weight of the machines, the Engineer Board of Kenya, they recommend we do at least maximum of 3 levels.
Thank you, man.
Thank you, Excellency.
Excellency will now proceed to the unveiling of the plaque for the School of Engineering.
My God, great. Inshallah.
While he's unveiling the plaque, kindly I request we give him a round of applause. Kindly a round of applause to His Excellency.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you. We want you to break the ground.
His Excellency will now proceed to the official groundbreaking of the School of Engineering at University. Wakati ambapo anachimba ardhi, Mheshimiwa Rais, naomba tafadhali tumpe makofi. A round of applause to His Excellency as he ground breaks the construction of the School of Engineering here at Umma University. Another round of applause to His Excellency, kindly. It's now official that the School of Engineering here at Umma University, the construction will commence. Another round of applause, kindly. Thank you, Your Excellency.
Well done. Well done. I have been doing so many of these things. I just need somebody to
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, finally welcome His Excellency to the Arsenal. Welcome, Your Excellency. Welcome. Karibu sana. Tumpigie makofi tena Mheshimiwa Rais akiingia. Welcome, Your Excellency. And I'll humbly, respectfully request that you remain standing as we shall start prayer. And I will invite Abdul Latif Abdurrahman to lead us in a prayer. Welcome, sir.
Thank you for this journey and for the commissioning of Dr. Abdurrahman As-Sumaid Complex, a symbol of progress and hope. We humbly ask your blessings upon this university fraternity. Grant our students thirst for knowledge, our staff dedication and wisdom, and our university management, board, council, and board of trustees divine guidance as they steer this great institution. We pray for our nation's leaders present here, from our esteemed President, Cabinet Secretaries, our governors, senators, MPs, and MCAs. Endow them with integrity, wisdom, and a heart for service, and grant them your divine protection. We remember with gratitude the generous donors and the visionary founder, the late Dr. Abdurrahman As-Sumaid. Bless his family and continue his legacy of service through education. May this new facility be a place where futures are built and dreams are realized for the benefit of our nation and humanity. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun wa salamun ala al-mursalin walhamdulillahi rabbil alameen.
Let us kindly take our seats. Your Excellency Dr. William Samoei Ruto, President and Commander-in-Chief of the Kenya Defence Forces, Honorable Julius Migos Ogamba, Cabinet Secretary for Education, Honorable Aden Duale, Cabinet Secretary for Health, Honorable Olelenku, Governor Kajiado County, Principal Secretaries present, Members of Parliament present, the Umma University Board of Trustees Chair, the Vice Chancellor Umma University, Dr. Halima Saado, practitioners in the education sector, lecturers, and students. Today's gathering is not just about unveiling a structure. It is opening doors to opportunity. It is a complex that is more than a building. It is a beacon of knowledge, a hub of research and innovation, and a launching pad for generations of students and scholars. They will be empowered to dream, discover, and trailblaze from Kajiado to the world. Your Excellency, sir, to start us off on the speech session, allow me to now call on the Vice Chancellor, Uma University, Dr. Halima Sado, to make some welcoming remarks. Why don't we welcome her with a warm clap as she's coming to make her remarks. Welcome.
Your Excellency, sir, Dr. William Samoei Ruto, the President of the Republic of Kenya and Commander-in-Chief of the Defense Forces, our CS of Education, Mr. Julius Migos, our CS of Health, Honorable Joale, our ambassadors here present, the members of Parliament, the governors, our dear donors, distinguished guests, staff, students, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and good morning. I believe it's still morning. A very warm welcome to Uma University. It is both an honor and a joy to host you here today for the official commissioning of Dr. Abdurrahman Al-Sumait Complex here at Kajiado campus. This is a historic occasion that marks not only the physical growth of our institution, but also the strength of the partnership that enables us to reach this important milestone. Allow me a gratitude to our partners and donors from Kuwait, and in particular, Direct Aid Society. Your generosity has been central to the realization of this project. What we are celebrating today is far more than bricks and mortar. It is the creation of spaces where knowledge will flourish, innovation will thrive, and generation of students will be empowered to pursue their dreams. Dr. Abdurrahman opens new possibilities for facilities. We are now able to broaden our academic offerings to include new programs in health sciences, engineering, and technology, while strengthening our existing courses in Islamic studies, business, education, computer, nursing, and social sciences. This development positions Uma University as a comprehensive institution committed to excellence and aligned with Kenya national development priorities. As we officially commission this phase, I warmly welcome you all to share in our vision, a vision of a university that is inclusive, transformative, and dedicated to service. Together, with the continued support of our government, partners, and community, we will ensure that Uma University is a beacon of learning, integrity, and opportunity for Kenya, the region, and the wider world. May this building stand as a symbol of what is possible when compassion meets conviction, and when education is embraced as the highest form of service. May Allah bless Uma University, the Republic of Kenya, and everybody who is present here. And at this point, I will invite our Chancellor, Dr. Abbas Gulet. Thank you, all of you.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Kenya and the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of Kenya, President William Samoei Arap Ruto, the Minister for Education, Mr. Julius Ogamba, the Minister for Health, the Saudi Arabia, the board members of Umma University here in Kenya, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It is with profound gratitude and unwavering pride that I address to you today on this momentous occasion on the commissioning of the Umma University Phase 2 Kajiado University campus. This milestone is not merely a celebration of infrastructure, it is a declaration of purpose, reaffirmation of our institutional mission, and tribute to the enduring partnership that have been made this achievement possible. Umma University's journey has been defined by vision, resilience, and collaboration. Today, we honor those who have worked with us, most notably our generous partners from the state of Kuwait, whose steadfast support has been instrumental in realization of this transformative development. We extend our deepest appreciation to Direct Aid Society, the founding sponsor of Umma University. Through their leadership, generosity, we have raised over 1.4 billion almost 7 years ago to complete this 10-story facility, an investment that will serve over 10,000 students and redefine the academic landscape of this region. Direct Aid's work across Africa is unparalleled. Their impact is not measured in numbers alone, but in the lives transformed, communities uplifted, and the futures that are secured. Their support of Umma University is a testament to the power of cross-border solidarity and the belief that education is the most enduring bridge to peace, prosperity, and human dignity. On this historic occasion, Umma University extends its utmost appreciation to the visionary founder, the late Dr. Abdurrahman Al-Sumaid. May Almighty Allah rest his soul in eternal peace. A man of profound compassion, unwavering faith, and tireless dedication, Al-Sumaid devoted his life in uplifting communities across Africa through education, healthcare, and humanitarian services. His legacy lives on every classroom, every graduate, every life transformed by the institution he helped to build. Umma University stands today as a living testament to his dream, a dream that is rooted in dignity, in knowledge, and in service to humanity. We also pay tribute to the former board members of trustees whose leadership and commitment laid the foundation for our growth. We especially honor the late Honorable Yusuf Haji, whose statesmanship and belief in education continue to inspire our mission. Professor Abdul Ghafoor Al-Busaidi, whose academic stewardship and wisdom shaped our institution direction. I'd like to also say this, Your Excellency, without fear of contradiction, of Honorable Aden Bare Duale, your CS for Health, whose consistent support, strategic advocacy, and commitment to the university's development have significantly elevated the Umma University's profile and strengthened its engagement with national leadership. Even this event today, His Excellency is the one who agreed to accept to come here, but Honorable Duale was at the forefront in ensuring that Excellency comes. Next, I'd like to recognize Mr. Muhammad Hassan. Muhammad Hassan, Excellency, works for you, he's your staff, but he has been a long-standing friend of this university for many years. He has walked different journeys with you when you were here in 2014, when you're on the other side in 2011, and whose unwavering support from inception, including its establishment and chartering, has been invaluable. When we got our charter, not many people know in 2019, Muhammad had to get someone to charter a plane, a helicopter to land here with the late Professor Magoha one Saturday afternoon, just to ensure that he came and inspected the university to convince then President Uhuru Kenyatta on the need to recognize his university. And it was indeed recognized, and I thank Muhammad for that. Their collective contribution have guided Umma University from humble beginnings to a national recognition. We remain deeply grateful for their service, vision, enduring belief in transformative education. Since its inception, Umma University has remained steadfast in its mission to expand access to quality education. To date, we have admitted over 16,000 students across various disciplines and testaments to the trust placed in our institution by communities across Kenya and beyond. Of these, 6,567 graduates have graduated with diplomas, bachelors, and masters, and have successfully completed their studies and now contributing meaningfully to the society in diverse fields. These numbers reflect not only our growth, but the tangible impact of our academic programs in shaping lives, strengthening communities, and building a better future. As we celebrate this progress, we must also confront the systemic gaps that hinder inclusive education. One such step is the lack of the formal recognition of madrasa education within the Kenya National Qualification Framework. Your Excellency, we've talked with you on this matter, and I think you have already directed, so I leave it to rest there. We respectfully call upon His Excellency that the relevant authorities officially integrate Thanawi qualification to the highest level of Islamic secondary education into the Kenya National Qualification and Authority KNQA framework, and I know you've already, as I said earlier, directed on this matter. This reform is not only overdue, it's essential. It will enable thousands of madrasa graduates to access higher education and professional pathways. And it will affirm the value of an educational tradition that has instilled discipline, ethics, and scholarship for generations. As we mark this important milestone, we must also confront the pressing financial realities facing universities across our nation. From Umma University, the outstanding obligation totaling to 828 million as of the financial year 2024-2025 continue to exert significant pressure on our operations. To date, Umma University has admitted 1,387 government-sponsored students. Of these, 748 have graduated. These liabilities constrain our ability to invest critical infrastructure, upgrading of laboratories, and support of welfare of our students. Your Excellency, we respectfully appeal to you for your intervention in facilitating the settlement of these pending obligations. Resolving this matter will not only stabilize our institution, but also reaffirm the government commitment to strengthening higher education as a driver of national development. Financial sustainability is not a matter of securing the future of our learners and ensure that institutions like Umma University can continue to deliver quality education, foster innovation, and contribute meaningfully to the Kenyans' progress. Education cannot thrive in isolation. It requires a supportive ecosystem, one that includes access to clean water, public safety, essential services. Umma University is prepared to partner with the county government of Kajiado to develop a sustainable water supply system that will serve both the university and the surrounding communities. We respectfully request your intervention, Excellency, to direct the relevant departments for collaborative with stakeholders in harnessing the freshwater aquifer beneath this region. Water is not a luxury. It is a necessity for learning, health, agriculture, and dignity. In addition, we urge the government to prioritize the construction of an operationalized new police post. And I want to say here already the governor of the county government of Kajiado has agreed, Your Excellency, that we have land here, we will build a police station. We're only humbly asking for the government to equip it with the necessary resources, of which the Governor Lenku has already said he will do that himself, so we won't disturb you with that. We ask that the government, the equipping has been done, so that it's fine. Let this day be remembered not only for building that we have just commissioned, but also the bold steps we have to take towards a more inclusive secure, and empowered future. Let it be the turning point in our collective effort to make education accessible, relevant, and transformative. On behalf of the Council, the Senate, the management, the staff, and students of Ummah University, I extend our sincere appreciation to the Ministry of Education for its unwavering support over the last 15 years. Your guidance and partnership have enabled us to grow from the modest institution in Thika into a university of a national repute. May Allah Almighty bless Ummah University, bless Kajiado County, and bless the Republic of Kenya. Thank you, Your Excellency. And now it's my honor.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Your Excellency, Dr. William Ruto, President of the Republic of Kenya, distinguished guests, Mr. Abdullah Al-Fahad, representing Kuwait Embassy, staff, students, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Khabari. It is a profound honor to stand before you today on behalf of Direct Aid Society from the state of Kuwait. Your presence, Your Excellency, is a powerful testament to the importance of this occasion and to your unwavering commitment to the future of Kenya youth. Under the guidance of His Highness Amir of Kuwait, Sheikh Mish'al Ahmed Al-Jabir Al-Sabah, Kuwait has long companion humanitarian work across the African and Kenya in particular. At the heart of this journey stands Direct Aid Society, whose enduring commitment to education across Africa has transformed lives, communities, nations, and founded in Kuwait and guided by the belief that education is the highest form of charity. Direct Aid has become a lighthouse of hope for millions. Direct Aid Society, founded on the behalf of the education, believing that education is the highest form of charity, has become a beacon of hope across Africa. We operate in 32 countries. We have built 9 referral hospitals, 370 healthcare centers, 372 schools, and support 4 universities, serving 110,000 students. More than 2 million young minds have benefited from our educational programs, prove that when we invest in people, we invest in progress. Here in Kenya, Direct Aid Society has made one of the most profound and sustainable commitment. We have built over 50 schools, supported more than 10 orphanages, and launched vocational training programs in at least 15 counties, equipping youth with practical skills for a changing world. Since 2018, our educational loan program of Ummah University has enabled hundreds of students from low-income families to pursue higher education through interest-free loans and partial grants. From Garissa to Eldoret and from Mombasa to Marsabit. Our footprint is visible in classrooms, communities, and in the future to shape the future and help to shape it to a better place to live. To date, Direct Aid Society has invested over Kenyan shillings 5 billion in the development of Ummah University. This funding has supported infrastructure, academic excellence, and student services. Since University was established, we have disbursed over Kenyan shillings 2 billion in scholarship and loans, ensuring that financial hardship does not block the path to ambition. From the heart of the people of Kuwait, we wish the people of Kenya great prosperity and economic development. We believe that the truest form of progress is investing in the most precious resource any country possesses, are the minds of the people. The commissioning of Dr. Abdurrahman Al-Sumaid complex, a moment of triumph. It has been physical impediment of dreams, once whispered in quiet rooms, now rising boldly into the sky. This 10-story marvel is not just a concrete and steel, it is sanctuary for learning and cradle of innovation, and promise to every young mind that walks through its gates, you belong, you matter, and you will rise. Therefore, our support for this new face of University is not merely as a donation, it is strategic investment, an investment in the future, in engineering, who will build sustainable infrastructure, future of doctors, who will safeguard public health, and the future of innovators, who will drive the economy, and the future leaders, who will guide Kenya to even greater heights. Today, we inaugurate Abdurrahman Sumaid Complex, our founder, the visionary, who laid the first stone in this dream to become a reality. We need to keep in mind of Dr. Sumaid in our hearts and minds of many generations that will continue to learn and research in this great institute. To our beloved donors who make our work possible, today we honor you. Your contributions are not just financial, they are transformational. You have invested in the minds of the African youth, in the strength of its institutes, and in the promise of a better tomorrow. You may never meet every student whose life has been changed, but know this, your kindness echoes in every classroom, every graduation, and every act of service that begins here. You have built more than university, you have built legacy. Your Excellency, please give me the permission to translate what I have said to the donors. إلى أحبائنا المتبرعين الذين ساهموا في نجاح عملنا، اليوم نكرمكم، مساهمتكم ليست مالية فحسب، بل هي مساهمة فعالة. لقد استثمرتم في عقول شباب أفريقيا وفي قوة مؤسساتها وفي وعد بغد أفضل. ربما قد لا تلتقون أبدا بكل طالب غيرتم حياته، لكن اعلموا أن عطاءكم يتردد صداه في كل فصل دراسي وكل حفل تخرج وكل عمل خيري يبدأ هنا. لقد بنيتم أكثر من مجرد جامعة، لقد بنيتم إرثا. The students here, you carry the hope of your families, your communities, and your nation. Fill these new halls with your ambition and your intellect. Let this space empower you to build a future that is as bright and promising as the Kenyan horizon. Your Excellency, distinguished guest, I want to thank you for allowing us the privilege to contribute to Kenya's inspiring story of growth. This new chapter of University is a powerful symbol of what we can achieve together through partnership and common vision for progress. Today, we inaugurate the Faculty of Engineering, and soon we will be inaugurating the Faculty of Medicine and Health Sciences in Phase 3, and I hope that Your Excellency will continue to grace us with your presence in these future events, inshallah. May Allah bless University, bless Kenya, and bless you all, and reward every donor, every partner, and every soul who believes in the power of education. Asante sana. Wassalamu ala al-mursaleen. Walhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen.
It is now my pleasure, Your Excellency, with your permission, to invite the governor of this wonderful county, His Excellency Olelenku, to come and make his remarks and also recognize the leaders that are present. Why don't we welcome him with a warm clap? Karibu sana, Your Excellency, Governor.
Asante sana. Your Excellency, President William Ruto, the Honorable Cabinet Secretaries, CS Migos and CS Duale, the leadership of Uma University, Dr. Abbas, and your fellow leaders here, the leaders of Kajiado present here, our Deputy Governor Moshisho, mbunge wetu Sunkuya, our Speaker Justus Ngosor, Dr. Ngedienye, and our Honorable MCS present, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Good morning. Habari za asubuhi. Your Excellency, allow me to congratulate Uma University on the commissioning of Dr. Abdurrahman Al-Sumeid Complex and the groundbreaking of the School of Engineering, Phase 3 of this university. And on the same breath, thank you, Your Excellency, for coming to Kajiado this morning. The Kajiado family is happy to welcome you. We are grateful for the conversations we have had, and we are grateful for the support we continue to receive as a county government from your government. And I wish to echo, Your Excellency, that Uma University is a wonderful friend of Kajiado County, the people of Kajiado and the people of Kenya. As I have shared with you earlier, that we have a very close working relationship with the university. Time and again, I have come to their halls here to attend functions that we carry as a county government. And I want to laud and emphasize the partnership we have with their School of Nursing, where their students practice at our referral hospital here in Kajiado. And that a number of Kajiado families have found support by the university here through their social programs. And this morning, Your Excellency, the Chancellor and I had a conversation to discuss about agriculture, where I committed that our demo farm here, they can use it as a university to demonstrate the best practices in agriculture and livestock re-engineering. As you are aware, Your Excellency, the county government is pursuing its vision of transformation through our Livable Towns program, our modulated pastoralism, where we are engineering our pastoralism so that we adapt with the modern times in our pastoralism. And education is a key anchor in our journey as a county government, and we have found a wonderful friend in Uma University. Your Excellency, I wish to bring to your attention that our number of your transformative programs are also happening in Kajiado and are bringing great relief. Our markets, 15 of them are coming to fruition. Our affordable housing are at an advanced stage. And we are soon going to have our people do their trading in urban centers in decent spaces, as opposed to where before people will go to those markets with gumboots. We want to thank you, Mr. President, for that transformation agenda. We support the agenda. We are proud as Kenyans to see the most vulnerable members of our society receiving your support through the affordable housing program, Mr. President. I wish also, Your Excellency, to thank you for accepting to meet the leaders of Kajiado tomorrow to discuss our other development agenda. And I wish to emphasize that the third edition of the Ma Culture Week is forthcoming. You attended the one in Masai Mara and Samburu, and we are grateful that you have confirmed to attend the Kajiado version in Amboseli. And I want to invite the Uma family to join us in Amboseli as we celebrate the iconic Ma culture that has become the anchor culture for the cultures of this country, Kenya. And Mr. President, we thank you. Your Excellency, as I mentioned, the road leading to Amboseli, Imaroro, Mashuru, Isara need a bit of your hand. Thank you for accepting to recapitulate it. And I want to assure the people of Kajiado that our president has graciously accepted to look into Imaroro, Isara road that has become a pain to our travel. Remember, Your Excellency, you are the one who came to launch that program when you are the Deputy President. That road, sorry, not program. And so it is also your road. It is also your road, and we are proud that you have accepted that. Your Excellency, we are happy once more that our university, Uma University, is going to soon have an engineering School of Engineering that you broke the ground this morning. And Uma University, I want to commit that you have a friend in the Kajiado County government. You are our proud friend. You are our proud partner. Sorry, I did not, Your Excellency, recognize Honorable Mai Mai when I recognize the leaders. Mheshimiwa Mai Mai, thank you for being here. Your Excellency, this is a contested ground, but let me confirm that this is Sunguya's place. You know, Mheshimiwa Sunguya, hapa ni kwako. You know, ndio. And so, Your Excellency, we feel good in your presence. That is why we don't want to finish talking, but we appreciate your national engagements, and therefore, without much ado, I want to invite Waziri Migos to pick the program from here. Thank you, Your Excellency.
Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Kenya and Commander-in-Chief of the Defense Forces, Dr. William Samoei Ruto, my colleague Cabinet Secretary for Health, Aden Duale, the Governor for Kajiado County, Honorable Joseph Olelenku, the Deputy Governor, the Chancellor of Uma University, Dr. Bas Gulet, the Vice Chancellor, Dr. Alim Abdullahi, PSS present here, PS Nyangala, Higher Education, PS Kimodo, Irrigation, the MPs here present, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Your Excellency, before I proceed, kindly allow me to invite Honorable Duale, who has worked with this university from its inception, to make a few remarks before I make mine. Honorable Duale, please.
Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Kenya and the Commander-in-Chief of the Kenya Defense Forces, my colleague CS Education and PS Education, PS Irrigation, the Governor of Kajiado and members of Parliament from Kajiado, the entire leadership, the founders and the donors of Oma University, the students, the lecturers. Your Excellency, if you allow me, I'll ask, I am a former majority leader, and there are very good leaders here. There is Honorable Kainan, who is the chairman of Northeastern Parliamentary Group. There is Honorable Senior Farah Maalim. There is Honorable Abbas of Senator Wajir. There is Honorable Major Bashir of Mandera North. There is the Speaker of Kajiado County. There is the MP for Kajiado West. There is the MP for Kajiado East. Is there any other member I've forgotten? There is a former MP, Honorable Kolosh. There is the MP for the great town of Elwak, Honorable Kore. And there is our deputy governor, the tallest man in our counties. Your Excellency, you are not a visitor here, neither to Uma University or to this community. You went to Uma University as a baby. in a small college in 2010 in a very dingy corner in Thika town. That day I was with you and I was saying, why did I brought the minister here? But you went because you believe in the equity and you believe in the people of Kenya and you believe in the education. Then 2014, you came here, Oma University, and because you believe in progress and transformation, today you are coming here when Oma University is in a different league. It's among one of our best universities. So, Your Excellency, we don't take that for granted as a community. Our Vice Chancellor, and we have shown you today, Your Excellency, demonstrated that a pastoralist girl, a Muslim lady, can become a Vice Chancellor. There are many, but at least Oma University, I really want to thank the Chancellor and the board for seeing the talent. But Your Excellency, I want you to forgive me. This is an education function, but because I also post their interns, nursing. So I have also a stake here. And because they want to build a medical school, I don't know whether I will still be the Minister for Health. That time they also require me. So you'll allow me, Your Excellency, because the other day, a lot of misinformation was said about your health transformation agenda. And this is because never before in our country, your transformation health agenda is as clear as the day and the night. And we really want to ask those who want to critique us on our reforms, whether it's in the health sector, in education, in agriculture, to critique us with the facts and figures, not figures thrown like a pedestrian. And why am I saying so? Today, as we sit here, under your leadership, 26.5 million Kenyans have registered to the Social Health Authority with Kajiado County, and the governor is here, over 470,000. When in the previous administration, under the former NHIF, it was only 7 million. So from 7 million to 26.5 million, you will tell us which one is transformative in the health sector. Today, in 9 months, since Health SHA was formed, Your Excellency, 17.5 million Kenyans visited health facilities. Over 10,000 health facilities. Of these 17.5, 12.5 million Kenyans accessed free primary care paid by the government of Kenya. They went to dispensaries, they went to health centers, they went to sub-county hospitals as outpatients, they went home without paying a coin. I don't know whether that is transformative or that is reducing the gains somebody else has made. Your Excellency, the other 5 million went through Social Health Insurance Fund by accessing specialized care in our level 4, level 5, and level 6. In 9 months, under SHA, we mobilized 70 billion Kenya shillings. 3 times or 4 times what NHIF could mobilize in many years. But let me come to the animal in the room. The benefits of Linda Mama. Yes, I agree with you. You know, I was looking for an opportunity. I looked at your diary. I saw you are coming to Umma. And I realized this is the best opportunity, so I had to drive 3 hours. 1 hour in expressway. Me and the governor were neighbors. We were residents of Kiambu. The benefits of Linda Mama, as was said, has not been scrapped. Nobody has scrapped Linda Mama. But what have we done? We have enhanced the cover of Linda, of the mother, and added the family, the children. You are only taking care of the mama by giving her 2,000 or 5,000, and they could only access facility at dispensary and health center. And if you think Linda Mama was a big thing for you, how come it has not reduced the maternal mortality rate in our country? This is an agenda the president and myself want to start now. We have 20 counties that we feel the maternal mortality rates are high. So if your Linda Mama was good, then how come the maternal mortality rates, and these are not figures, even the World Health Organization will agree with me, but we enhanced. What have we enhanced? Because we don't lie. We have enhanced, we have included antenatal, postnatal, delivery, and we have given the whole family that package. Today, Your Excellency, in 9 months under Shah, 627,155 mothers have delivered in the Republic of Kenya. Our delivery is about 1.1 million. But under Shah, you know the mothers who deliver, the wife of the governor uses a very expensive insurance. She doesn't fall under Shah. She goes deliver, so I don't count. I'm only counting those who benefited from Social Health Authority, 627,000. Out of these 27,000, who we covered the mother, we covered the whole journey, prenatal, postnatal. We made her, she delivered safely. If there was complication, we took her through cesarean. We followed the child. We followed the family, 627. And out of these, 41,000 of these were teenage mothers paid by Social Health Authority. In fact, all teenage mothers in our country, if they will deliver free. What does that mean? Under President William Ruto, we have introduced a more integrated system with financial protection to all families. Let me now give them, because they have not even read NHIF. What was NHIF giving? In NHIF, when a child was born, they were only covered the mother. This really exposed the whole family. Hardship for the children that required immediate medical care after birth. So mama delivers, she's left alone. As we follow the family, we follow the mother, we follow the child. We have a very integrated, comprehensive health insurance system. The newborn under Shah is covered under the mother's cover. The cover of the mother protects the child. That was not there during NHIF. Linda Mama reimbursement rates under the defunct NHIF was as low as 2,500. Sometimes it's 5,500 per delivery in dispensary and health centers. The quality, the care, nobody bothered. There was a persistent high maternal mortality rate in our country. And by the way, it continued to occur despite the high number of mothers giving birth in hospitals. Your Excellency, you have given vulnerable mother or the vulnerable woman who goes to antenatal clinic, who deliver, and who has postnatal care. Don't listen to naysayers. But because I'm giving information, they left us with 30 billion fictitious NHIF debt. Out of that debt, Linda Mama debt under NHIF inpatient was 4.8 billion. Outpatient was 306 million. In total, my good friend, my former leader, you have left us with 5.6 billion. Linda Mama. You should thank us. We did not look for the money. We did not went to public rallies and said you left us. You left us with many debt. But today, because you started it, Linda Mama left a debt with us, Your Excellency. But Your Excellency, I think those are just to make sure you gave me an opportunity to correct it. But I want to assure you, this afternoon I'll meet. Every month, this month we paid 8.1 billion shillings to both public, private, and faith-based. Governor Lenku is my witness, Your Excellency, here. Today, the highest own source of revenue for our counties is the health sector. True or false? Because today, more Kenyans go to public health facilities than to the dingy, small fraud things. My colleague, the Minister for Education, will come and tell the reforms. Agriculture at your own backyard, we know what we have done. Your coffee prices, your tea prices were at the bottom. Even they should thank us. So just for that, to make the record straight, Your Excellency, and I will later tweet it, those who are not here, and I'll put it on my Facebook. But you have given me an opportunity. Your Excellency, it's called the law of relevance. On that one, I am wrong. This was an education function. But because they train nurses, This morning I look at it, where do I come in this university? The Vice Chancellor, her nurses are interns, and I'm the one who, well, through you, we pay government. So I am a stakeholder here, and they're looking for medicine, apart from the community and all that. So, Your Excellency, that law of relevance, I think you'll forgive me, I think because of nursing, but I wanted to make sure and tell the people, those who are pedestrian. And finally, Your Excellency, first they said we are mobilizing this region, They said Ruto must go. They say award these to one term. Now, yesterday they started a new story, that all these team were together, half of them are projects of Ruto. Can you imagine? Themselves are saying, you are a project, you are a project, you are a project. No agenda. Ruto must go, it's not an agenda for Kenya. This one is a project, it's not an agenda. Your Excellency, on behalf of these great people, we, this community, and who is who in this community? The religious leaders are sitting here. The political leaders are sitting here. Count on us. Am I right? Should the president count on us? Yeah. In 2015, he was told not to come here. But he said, these are my people. That's why their candidates are dropping. From Magarini to Banisa to Malava to where. And if you are a serious politician and you see at the rate in which your candidates are dropping, you must ask yourself a question. What is going on? Thank you, Your Excellency.
Your Excellency, that was my law of strategic intervention. We are most grateful, Your Excellency, that you graciously accepted the invitation to commission the Dr. Abdurrahman Al-Sumait Complex and to break ground for the School of Engineering Phase 3 project of this university. Your Excellency, your historic presence here is an honor, not just for the Umma University fraternity, but for the higher education subsector. This is evidence of the prime place that education occupies in your administration. In particular, it also confirms the recognition that your administration places on the private sector actors and their role in the education of our country. Private sector players, ranging from individuals to faith-based organizations, continue to play critical roles in expanding education and training opportunities for our youth. These investments have complemented the efforts by the government to promote access to quality and relevant education training of our institutions. These institutions, like Umma University, not only create access to quality training, but also instill value-based education in the students. Your Excellency, as I conclude, I wish to commend all the donors, including Direct Aid Society, for their support that has led to the milestones that we are celebrating here today. May I also thank the leadership of Umma University for working hard to deliver on the projects and steer this institution towards remarkable growth. Umma University, we assure you of our continued support as you grow this university from strength to strength. With those few remarks, Your Excellency, it's now my distinct honor and privilege to invite you to address us. Thank you, and God bless you. Please welcome, sir.
Thank you very much, Julius. Please, let's take our seats. Asanteni sana. Ndugu viongozi mulio hapa, chancellor wetu, vice chancellor, lecturers, the student fraternity, wazazi, pamoja na wageni wetu wote, including our very valued sponsors. Good afternoon. Hamjambo. Assalamu alaikum. It gives me great pleasure to join you today for the official commissioning of Phase 2 development of Umma University. This is a proud moment for all of us, as it represents not just the growth of one institution, but the remarkable journey of our nation in expanding access to higher education. I recall with fondness my association with this university before it became what it is today. From its humble beginnings as a college of Sharia and Islamic studies in Thika, for its transformation into a full-fledged university in 2014, where I had again the privilege of opening Phase 1 here in Kajiado. Umma has grown steadily, anchored on clear vision of academic excellence. And I want to say congratulations. Today, with the completion of this 10-story building, an investment of more than 1.4 billion, we see yet another bold step forward. This modern facility, designed to serve over 10,000 students, including 81 classrooms, 6 laboratories, and a 650-seater examination hall, a conference center, and a 416-seat auditorium, and much more. It is a symbol of ambition, resilience, and a deep commitment to nurturing future generations. Ladies and gentlemen, Kenya has made enormous strides in expanding access to higher education. Today, our country boasts 80 chartered universities, 30 of which are privately owned, and one of them being this great Umma University. Nearly 150,000 students are enrolled in private universities, representing about 23% of the entire university population. This underlines the critical role that private universities continue to play in complementing government efforts in education. Over the past 3 years, we have been compelled to undertake bold and far-reaching reforms to safeguard the sustainability of our universities and higher education in general. Not long ago, the subsector was in a serious crisis, with 23 out of the 40 public universities sinking into technical insolvency, threatening not only their stability, but also the future of thousands of students. I have heard you very clearly, Mr. Chancellor, that we owe you some money. And it is because we had a system that I had to take the decision to stop of sending students to private universities when we didn't have the money to pay for them. And we accumulated debts in our public and private universities to the tune of 120 billion. Just imagine. And it sunk many universities. A university in this county, no, in actually Machakos County, was actually closed. Scott Theological College University, sponsored by my church, the church I go to. We had to step in to go and salvage it from closure. Closed for a year. And many other universities suffered. Public universities, as I have told you, 23 of them were technically insolvent. They could neither pay their staff, nor their suppliers, nor even pay as you earn, or even other deductions, including that time NHIF. And I apologize to Umma University that we sent students here as government of Kenya several years ago without having proper arrangements on how they will be trained and educated. Ever since I came into office, I have not sent any students here. Because until I have the money to pay for them, I will not send you any students. And I'm just figuring out how to pay the debts that you have told. And you are not the only one. I have, as I told you, the government of Kenya owes different universities to the tune of 120 billion. In fact, some of the universities are in serious dire straits. Through decisive action, we strengthened governance in our universities, restructured financing, and introduced the student-centered funding model, a game changer for higher education. Scholarships and loans are now awarded on the basis of need, ensuring fairness and equal opportunity for all Kenyan learners. University fees have been reduced significantly. Students now pay between 5,800 and 75,000 a semester, depending on their ability and program of study. University funding has nearly doubled, raising from 45 billion in 2022-2023 to 82 billion in this year's budget, while help loans have more than doubled from 17 billion to 41 billion. In general, we have enhanced the budget for education in the last 3 years by about 130 billion shillings. And it is because we believe that any nation, especially one like Kenya, where human capital is at the heart of transformation, must get its education right. It is the reason why we are deploying more resources to make sure that our education remains of good quality, accessible, and relevant. And that is the reason why we've hired more teachers, we've put more money in Higher Education Loans Board, and we have put more money in university funding. Already, nearly 470,000 students have benefited from scholarships and loans. The reforms have also restored financial stability, reducing the number of technically insolvent universities from 23 to 13, and even the 13, we are working with them so that in the next 2 years, we get all our universities out of the red corner. Public universities equally have been very supportive. They have raised 11 billion shillings through diversified revenue streams and saved 1 billion shillings through cost-cutting measures. So everybody now is sensitive about where the money comes from and how it is spent. And that is why we will continue to make sure that integrity becomes front, center, left, and right in matters of financial management. It is the reason why we are changing our procurement mechanism so that we stop theft, pilferage, and corruption that has pervaded our procurement and made it an enterprise for making money and not providing service. It is the reason why we insist, and I have made myself very clear, that e-procurement is going to cut our costs by up to 40%. I have discussed this with many other governments. In fact, the government of Indonesia worked with us on the program that we have, so that if a pencil costs 5 shillings, government does not pay 15 shillings. Government should pay 5 shillings, because that is what it is. And I know there are teething problems which we are working on to make sure that e-procurement becomes the default procurement mechanism. That is the procurement mechanism of the government of Kenya. We will streamline the teething problems. We know there is also resistance by the brokers and the agents and many other profiteering entities, but we are going to stand up to them because it is our responsibility to protect public resources. The same way I just heard in this university that the resources made available to this university is spent with integrity. That is the measure of any success. Alongside university reforms, our technical vocational education and training system has undergone extraordinary transformation. Enrollment has grown more than double, from 297,000 in 2022 to 718,000 this year, driven by supportive policies and aggressive awareness campaigns. We have expanded national polytechnics from 11 to 29 today, greatly strengthening our skills training capacity. At the same time, the recognition of prior learning policy launched in 2024 has already assessed 6,734 candidates, with 898 graduating at the launch. To deliver quality training, we have increased trainer recruitment at our TVETs from 7,000 to 10,000. We've hired 3,000 new trainers, and we are in the process of hiring another 5,000. Industry partnerships have also surged because industry told us that they want job-ready graduates from our technical training colleges. And for them to be job-ready, they must have practical experience. Where now we had 65 industry players that were working with us. Now we have 2,883 because we want more of our trainers to leave campus, to leave their colleges when they already have a feel and an experience of what happens in the real world, in industries and manufacturing entities, embedding practical, hands-on experience in our training programs. These achievements demonstrate that TVET is now firmly at the heart of Kenya's transformation, equipping young people with practical skills to innovate, create jobs, and drive economic development. Ladies and gentlemen, the process we celebrate nationally, the progress we celebrate nationally, finds full expression here at Umma University. With the support of our partners, the government of Kuwait, and the Direct Aid Society, this institution has been able to expand its facilities and strengthen capacity to serve thousands of young Kenyans. I was privileged to meet some of them this morning, and I was very proud of their confidence and their grasp of issues that they are learning in this university. I met Nura and Mwenda. Nura explained to us what we can improve on the facilities and the digitization we have done with our universal health coverage, the Taifa Care and the SHA. And she had brilliant ideas on how that digital framework we can improve on the last mile so that it can get to ordinary people who may not even have smartphones. Nura and your team here, congratulations, continue. We will work together with you going into the future. And I am very confident that Honorable Duale will have some space to discuss with you how what you're doing here can dovetail into the success we want to build out of our universal health care coverage. And maybe use this occasion to the defense of my former boss, the former president, to defend him that we should be a bit magnanimous to him. He did time, led our country, and the Linda Mama program was a great program. We developed it under the Jubilee administration, under the leadership of President Uhuru. We learned a lot from the Linda Mama program. And because of the experiences, because of the lessons learned from the Linda Mama program, we designed the Linda Jamii program, which was an improvement from the Linda Mama program. So Linda Mama was good. Linda Jamii is obviously better. And therefore, it is an improvement from what it was in terms of the scope, from just delivery of mothers, which was the primary target of Linda Mama. We've now improved it to cover prenatal, before the delivery, postnatal, the delivery itself, postnatal, and it's no longer targeting Mama. It is targeting Jamii. Mama plus the children plus the household. The figures have also increased. Actually, the figures have doubled from between 2,000 and 2,500 to now 10,000 to 30,000. So we have enhanced the program, but we must accept that we learned the lessons from Linda Mama. That's why we designed a better Linda Jamii program. And we didn't stop at Linda Jamii. We have progressed it into universal health coverage, where we are now looking after the whole Kenyan community. And that is why the figures Aden Duale was saying, of 7 million beneficiaries to now 26.5 million beneficiaries, has become a reality because we are progressing from there. And therefore, Nora was very spot on as she told us about what to do with universal health coverage. I also met some gentleman called Mwenda. I think he was called Mwenda, somebody. And Mwenda explained to me what he thinks about affordable housing. Again, another flagship program that I believe in, because we've danced for too long around mediocrity. And it is time to elevate our standing as a nation. And he explained to us how the last mile of affordable housing can be worked on. And again, brilliant ideas on how we can, get our nation and focus on what kind of urbanization are we going to see in the future. Because urbanization is an imperative. In fact, globally, it is now documented that by 2050, the population, half the population of the world will be living in cities. And urbanization is even higher in Kenya than the global average, which means in Kenya, we will be having anywhere between 55 and 60% of citizens living in cities by 2050. It is up to us today to decide what kind of cities are they coming to stay in. Are they coming to live in slums, or are they going to come to live in organized households and livable cities? And that is why we are embarking on this program. And let me confirm that the good people I interacted with in this university, including Zainab. Zainab explained to us a few things about the economy, political issues that affect the economy. And I think she was called Agfa. She told us, I think, Gatra. She explained to us about the economic issues that, affect investment, affect business, from interest rates to exchange rates to the modus of taxation and many other things. And I must say to Uma University, congratulations. You have some of the most bright young Kenyans here, and you are doing a good job mentoring them and training them. The partnership between our supporters and our sponsors is a powerful demonstration of solidarity whose impact will be felt for generations to come. As we commission this new building, we are not just opening classrooms and offices. We are opening doors of opportunity. Today, we have also laid the foundation for phase 2, which will house the School of Engineering with 7 specialized programs, additional student housing, a medical school, and a teaching and referral hospital further down the road. I'm saying this so that the donors can see where we want this institution to go. And we are going to be your partners. As Kenya implements the bottom-up economic transformation agenda, our universities and TVETs will continue to play a central role in producing skilled, ethical, and innovative graduates ready to create jobs, drive technology, and tackle the pressing challenges of our time. In conclusion, I congratulate the Uma University for this milestone. And before I tell you what kind of support we are going to work on, looking at the transformation of Uma University, and this is not the only university that I have come several times to support morally, sometimes financially. Last year, I went to Scott University, the one I told you that is sponsored by the Africa Inland Church. Last week, I was in Eastern University, sponsored by ABC Church. And today I'm here at Uma University. And I see the passion, I see the restlessness of the young people in Kenya as they look for education, as they look for knowledge, as they look for training. And it is the most perfect expression of what we need and a perfect reminder for us as policymakers and leaders. It is very important that at this point in time, we must have a reflection. In fact, it is an inflection point for us as Kenya. We must ask ourselves questions. Because just across, right here in the border of Kajiado, we have another university that is being built there, Kenya Advanced Institute of Science and Technology University. That university in Konza City here is being built by resources given to us, a soft loan given to us by South Korea. And they've given us a facility of 80 billion Kenya shillings to build the infrastructure, horizontal infrastructure in Konza, including the university in Konza. But just imagine, South Korea, which is now giving us 80 billion, in 1963 was exactly the same as Kenya. We had the same GDP. In fact, our GDP per capita was 80. The one of South Korea was 79. The same level of education. We had the same agricultural economy. Today, South Korea's economy is 20 times that of Kenya. And they have lent us money to build the university and the infrastructure in Konza. We need to ask us some questions. The difference, where did South Korea get it right? And where did we get it wrong? That's the question we need to ask ourselves as Kenyans, and we need a conversation. We need a conversation as the citizens of this country. Because for far too long, and I want to say this in this university, talking to you and talking to my countrymen and women, the people of Kenya, for far too long, we have made peace with the usual, the ordinary, the simple, the average. When other people are doing things differently, it is time. Fellow Kenyans, it is time. Fellow citizens, it is time for us to up our game, for us to raise the standard, for us to raise our ambition so that we begin to engage with the transformational, the innovative, and the extraordinary. We have been ordinary for far too long. And I am persuaded, beyond any reasonable doubt, that the restlessness we see in our young people, the passion that I saw in the eyes of Noura and Mwenda here, and Zainab, and all the other students, the urgency is because they are tired of the ordinary and the simple and the average and the usual. They want us to have our game. The difference between South Korea and us is one. It's not about resources, because they had the same resources as we do. It's not about money. They didn't have money the way we didn't have money. It's about leadership. That's the difference, leadership. So it's not about the people of Kenya. It's about us, the leaders, the people who have the opportunity to make decisions for the people of Kenya. What decisions are we making? That is what is important. Many of us want to make peace with little decisions, ordinary, average decisions, politically correct, and things like those. And that is why we cannot account for why others are where they are and we are where we are. So we must continue to push the limits. We've made good progress with our transformation of agriculture, with our transformation in education, with our transformation in health. We've made good progress with our affordable housing and markets and hostels, but that's just the foundation. We need to up our game. That is my belief. And we have what it takes. We have what it takes. This nation has what it takes. We have the human capital. We have the knowledge and ideas and passion. And that is why I have been leading from the front. Against all odds, very difficult circumstances. But slowly, people are beginning to appreciate that our economy is doing better. Inflation has come down. Our exchange rate has come down. Our dollar reserves have gone up. Our universities are doing better. We have more teachers in classrooms. Our food security is much more stable. We're beginning to get it right, but it is not enough. That is why we need to up our game. We need to be more creative and innovative. We need to do more on transformation so that we can do things in a different way and achieve the extraordinary. As government, we remain steadfast in supporting institutions of higher learning to ensure every young Kenyan has the chance to achieve their full potential. And I wish you well as the student fraternity and the entire Umma University as you pursue not the ordinary, not the simple, not the usual, not the average, as you pursue excellence. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
For His Excellency, Your Excellency, before you leave.
Maurice Aria Nyango, Susanna Oroko, Monica Nyango Rairo, and the late Francis Otho. He was baptized and confirmed Catholic, a background that shaped his values of humility, service, discipline, and faith. These early foundations would remain a guiding compass in his life. He began his education at Kitweru Primary School between 1952 to 1957 before joining Asumbi Intermediate School from 1958 to 1961. After excelling in his studies, he was admitted to Cardinal Otunga High School in Mosocho as he waited to join Rapogi Secondary School, which was under construction from 2 to 4, where he completed his O-levels in 1965. From 1966 to 67, he attended Strathmore College for his A-levels before proceeding to Makerere University in Kampala, Uganda, where he pursued a Bachelor of Science in Applied Economics from 1968 to 1971. During his time there, he demonstrated early leadership qualities, serving as Vice President of the Luo Students' League from 1969 to 1970, and later as Minister of Finance in 1970 in the Makerere University Students' Guild. Governor Nyong'o was actually the president of the Students' Guild, and apparently he appointed him as the finance minister. I'm sure Governor Nyong'o will talk about that at the burial. In 1977, he registered for postgraduate studies in management, insurance, and finance at the University of Nairobi, qualifying in 1979. That same year, he became a fellow of the Chartered Insurance Institute, London, marking the beginning of his distinguished professional career. Marriage and family. Honorable Dalmas Otieno valued family deeply. In 1966, he married my mother, Mama Patricia Otieno, with whom they had 6 children: Frederick, myself, Lillian, Edwin, Lucas, William, and Peter. I was an only girl for a very long time. That's why I'm very tough. He then married my second stepmother, the late Jane Otieno, in 1980, and together they were blessed with 6 children: Kevin, the late Eflin, the late Isaiah, the late Joanne, and my sister Sylvia, and my other brother, Dalmas Jr. In 2013, he married my third stepmother, Dorothy Otieno, and together they have 3 children: my brothers Price, Ramogi, and Rayer. He was father-in-law to Joanne, or also known as Head Girl, Rose, the father of my children, Otieno Nyangweso, the late Victoria, Priscilla, Pamela, Simaloi, Ryle, Ambassador Richard Owade, EBS, Haron, Bernard, Sharon. He was grandfather to Dalmas Jr., Candy, Michael, Patricia, Melissa, Milka, Cindy, Jessica, Zoe, Trevor, Eddie Jr., Tamara, Amani, Robert, Matthew, Amor, Nenkai, Leshan, Tina, Nicole, John Jr., Rhea, Prater, Zawadi, Rio, Anthony Jr., Nelly, Amanda, Zaya, Miles, Jason, Jamie, Jeriah, Aidens, Sekani, Odell, Tito, Brittany, Dayton, Velma, Sylvia, and Trevor. That was a lot. We have to get everybody in. He was uncle to Dr. Valentino Koja, my sister Maureen, Felix, Papa, Peter, Lisa, Dr. Florence, I'm assuming has arrived, Naftali, Susan, Rachel, the late Georgia Sao, and the Nyagudi family, Collins and the Okonga Rio, and the Rio family, Philip and Odoyo Owidi and the rest of the Widi family, Gilbert, Jerry and the Okeo family, Bernard, Felix, and the Ongoro family, Innocent, Joachim, and the rest of the Otho family. Through marriage, Honorable Dalmas acquired family that he deeply loved and respected. He was son-in-law to the late Mzee Valentinus and late Mama Juliana Adhiambo Ogada. Those are my maternal grandparents. The late Mama Salina Omune Ogada, also my maternal grandparent. And the late Mzee Elkana and the late Sylvia Otieno, and also the late Mzee John and Elizabeth Okelo. He was brother-in-law to Lucy Koja, my auntie Lucy is here, the late Iska Mwango, the late Martha Nyagudi, Mama Teresa Ongoro, the late Mary Okeyo, Pascalina Rio, the late Beatrice and late Dorina Otho, late Benta Akumu, Coletta Osodo, Polycarpulogi, Ogada, Rusula Ogada, Ben Ogada, my auntie Senator Beatrice Ogola, who is here, General Maurice Oyugi, who is here, and Maurice and Justus Nyamunga, the late Ben Otieno, the late Mama Eddie Thombima, Mama Susan Oyugi, Wilfred Okelo, Celine Okelo, Peter Ombija, and Radcliffe Okelo. He was Nyawana's in-laws to the Onyangos of Sakwa, the Dethos of Alego, the Nyagwesos of Nyakach, the Alos of Gemsiaya, the Koigis of Nakuru, the Chesires of Kabarnet, the Dajoms of Loitoktok, the Sengewas of Tanzania, the Owades of Uyoma, the Weres of Kakamega, and the Nyaribes of Nyamira. Since the family was majorly made of the boys, my father had an obvious bias for girls who he openly favored and advocated for. He was the patriarch of the home and ensured that everyone felt seen and heard. Everyone mattered, and he raised a family rooted in love and unity. He was a source of guidance and inspiration to his children and extended family. Despite his many responsibilities, he always prioritized the welfare of his loved ones. My father's political career, his life was one of vision, service, and dedication to his people. From the earliest days of his career, he carried an unshakable belief that leadership meant transforming lives, not merely holding the office. His remarkable professional journey began with his employment at the Alico Agency, American Life Insurance Company, where he became the global winner of the 1973 international contest that saw him and my mother tour the whole of Europe and South America. In 1977, he was admitted as the associate of the Chartered Insurance Institute in London, and within 2 years, he rose to become a fellow of the Institute, a mark of excellence earned through rigorous examination. In 1983, he was a chartered insurance practitioner, widely respected for mentoring young professionals and for his thought leadership at the Kenya Insurance Training Institute. In the private sector, he proved to be a trailblazer. From 71 to 82 as an agency manager of Alico, Kenya, he oversaw insurance branches across Nairobi, Mombasa, Kisumu, Nakuru, Eldoret, and Nyeri, commanding the largest agency force in Kenya with over 100 agents. In 77, his name shone globally when he was declared the $1 million agency manager worldwide in the American Life Insurance Company. He later founded Thabiti Finance Company Limited in 1983, serving as its chairman and CEO, while also sitting on the boards of Kenya Commercial Bank and Kenya National Assurance Company. But it was his public service that his name became a household name. He joined Kenyatta University Council as the treasurer in 1983, before plunging fully into politics in 1988, when he was elected member of parliament for Rongo constituency. At only 43 years of age, he became the youngest member of the cabinet when he was appointed Minister for Industry. It is during his tenure as Minister for Industry that he published his first book, Turning the Wheels of Industry, which had a foreword from the late President Daniel Toroitich Arap Moi. Later, he served as Minister for Manpower, Planning and Employment, and also as Minister for Transport and Communications. In the mid-1900s, his leadership was recognized continentally when he chaired the African Ministers' Transport and Communications. His political journey was intertwined with Kenya's democratic transition. He co-chaired the inter-party parliamentary group that negotiated key electoral reforms ahead of the 1977 elections. And at the historic Bomas Constitution Conference, he co-chaired the executive committee which introduced the proposal of the office of the Prime Minister, one of the most significant constitutional innovations of the time. He was deeply involved in the Orange Movement of 2005 that rejected the Wako Draft Constitution and later played a central role in the Coalition of Reforms and Democracy CORD, co-chairing its summit ahead of the 2013 elections. My father's service was not confined to politics alone. His greatest pride lay in his transformative contributions to Rongo constituency and the wider Nyanza region. Education was always a priority, Between 88 and 97, he personally sponsored more than 400 plus students to pursue higher education. Among them, Dr. Owiyo, Dr. Maurice Ligusi, and Senior Principal Richard Odongo. He initiated and supported institutions such as Rongo University, Siala Technical Training Institute, Miari Agricultural Training Center, Awendo Center of Excellence, Kangeso Boys High School, Kwe Primary, Ongora Primary, and Nyakuru Primary. In 2000, when students with B grades were locked out of Joint Admissions Board placements, he launched a university sponsorship program and funded more than 537 students, ensuring they achieved their dreams. This single vision of empowerment through education lifted countless families out of poverty. He also believed in economic empowerment, which was a true foundation of freedom. In the 1900s, he founded the Rongo Dairy Cooperative Society, providing women groups with modern dairy cattle breeds, and the Koyo Shelter Afrique Women Group. He championed fish farming after the 2000 elections, establishing local fish ponds for youth groups and building the expansive Opapo fish processing plant. For trade, he spearheaded the construction of Rongo Awendo modern markets long before devolution was established, and lobbied successfully for the first bank branch in Rongo Town, a Kenya commercial bank outlet, in 2009. The infrastructure in Rongo flourished under his leadership. He oversaw the building of numerous roads and bridges such as the Nyaburu, Ombasa, Kotawa, and Opapo, Mulo, Madiaba, and Kabuoro bridges, all of which opened up rural areas to trade and transport. He initiated the Rongo Riosira Wendo water projects, bringing clean water to thousands of households, which influenced the creation of more than 40 new administrative units, including Chamgiwadu Division. Although some of his dreams, such as establishing a Rongo University Teaching and Referral School of Medicine or tarmacking key feeder roads, remained unfulfilled at the time of his passing, his vision endures as a roadmap for future generations. At the national level, his service was equally profound. As Minister for Public Service between 2008 and 2013, he championed reforms that digitized government operations, creating the Government Human Resource Information System, GHRIS, introduced a medical insurance scheme for civil servants, and launched Kenya School of Government Act, a Vision 2030 flagship project. His leadership extended to Africa, where he chaired the Conference of African Ministers for Public Service, publishing for implementation of the African Charter on Values and Principles of Public Service. During moments of crisis, he was a pillar of calm leadership. After the 2000 post-election violence, he chaired the Humanitarian Response Committee that evacuated families stranded in volatile areas in Kenya. He played a key role in the Kofi Annan-led mediation talks that birthed the Grand Coalition government. Later in 2014, he was appointed Kenya's Special Envoy to South Sudan peace talks and served as a member of the United Nations Committee on Experts in Public Administration, demonstrating once again his gift for negotiation and statesmanship. For his selfless service, my father was decorated with some of the highest honors in the land, the Elder of the Order of the Burning Spear, EBS, in 1986, and the Elder of the Order of the Golden Heart, EGH, in 1989. Beyond politics, he was a community father figure, chairing school boards, mobilizing for local development, and giving his time freely to empower youth and women. His legacy is written not only in government records, but in the lives of over 400 plus students he helped educate, and marked bonds that fed families and the bridges that connected previously isolated. Even in death, his dream remains alive, his vision still guiding, and his legacy is in peace. And I hope my siblings and the rest of my family can find comfort and also be proud of the legacy of who our patriarch, my father, was. Thank you all very much for being here with us.
Thank you so much, Lillian, for that beautiful life story of your dad, of Mr. Dalmas. We would now like to have few tributes from the family, and I would like that Herbert guides us through the same.
to the clergy, Father Henry and your team, Mama Fred, Mama Dorothy, Fred, Eddie, Lucas, William, Kevin, all the siblings, the grandchildren of Dalmas Otieno, the dignitaries present. God is good and all the time.
God is good and that's his nature.
My name is Herbert Juang. I'm privileged to preside over this program for the next few minutes. We shall move very fast, as Father Henry had indicated. We have another program coming up at 1 o'clock. At this juncture, just before I invite the family, allow me to recognize a few people. The rest I cannot mention by name because you have so many. It will take a lot of time. But we have with us the governor of Migori, who was also the chairman of the National Planning Committee, Governor Ochilo Ayako. Asante sana. We also have the co-chair of the National Steering Committee, Dr. Evans Kidero, our former governor for Nairobi. He's sitting there. Thank you so much. We have with us Senator Beatrice Ogola, nominated senator. We have with us the Deputy Chief of Staff, Mheshimiwa Eliud Owalo. Thank you so much for coming. We have with us Mama Martha Karwa. Allow me to, you have Mama this time. You deserve to be. Asante sana. Thank you, Mheshimiwa, for coming. Next to Honorable Martha Karwa is Dr. Sally Kosgei. Thank you for coming, Daktari. We have Honorable Katana Ngala. Mheshimiwa was around. I saw him somewhere. See there? Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Thank you for coming. We also have Honorable Eric Nyamunga and Mrs. Eric Nyamunga, Rose Nyamunga, the former senator for Kisumu. We have Mheshimiwa Tomo Bondo. Thank you for coming. We have Mheshimiwa Kipkung. I saw Mheshimiwa Kipkung somewhere. Yes. Thank you so much for coming. Mheshimiwa Philip Okundi is with us here. Mheshimiwa Martin Owino, Wood Chief, told me I can still call you Wood Assistant Chief. Thank you so much. David Osian, asante sana. I saw Kambona Oyugi somewhere. Yes, Dr. Kambona, thank you so much. Dr. Nyikal, Chairman of Dual, thank you so much. MP for Seme. I have Shemo Chuodo. Is he there? Yes, Shemo Chuodo. Asante sana. CPS Hesbon Omolo. So Hesbon Omolo somewhere here. Okay, it's not there. Is there? Okay, thank you so much. Karibu Hesbon. We also have Mheshimiwa Moses Kuria, Asante sana. You're a good friend of Pandei sana sana. Edward Ouko was here. Many of you. Mheshimiwa Karoli Omondi, Mheshimiwa Rafael Tuju, Ambassador Lazarus Amayo, and I saw the grand old man, Mheshimiwa Fidelis Gumo. Is he there? Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mzee, for coming. Thank you so much. And I also saw I also saw Dick Neko. Thank you, Dick, for coming. And of course, David Murade, asante kwa kuja. Without wasting much time, I'll continue to recognize as we go, unless you want, just cite it for me. All the dignitaries present, MCAs from Migori, I'm sure you are here. Thank you for coming. Now, at this juncture, allow me to invite the family. And the order in which I'm inviting the family, Fred, you lead the family, Mama Dorothy, and the entire family, you come forward for introduction. Okay, you come for introduction, and then Fred, you know who and who will speak. Once you introduce them, they go back, and then the rest can remain. Please, you can come in. The family, please. Come forward.
Good morning, everybody. To the church, thank you. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank everyone who has come here and to introduce the members of the family. So we are very many. If we all come here, it might take a while, but nevertheless, I think I'll start with the siblings first. The siblings, my siblings. Lillian, Eddie, Lucas, William, Peter, Kevin, where's Kevin? Sylvia, where's Sylvia? And the junior is the last one. Oh, sorry, we have Price, Ramogi, and Rayer. So those are my siblings. Then we have our spouses. Maybe they can all stand up. Spouses. Then we have our cousins. Cousins. This is the proper cousins, not the political cousins. So don't be afraid. Then we have our children, who are Mze's grandchildren. So it's a whole village, as you can see. So the spouses, we have Joan, Rose, then we have Priscilla, Pamela, Simaloi. Yes, those are the spouses. The others have said they are still holding on to get their spouses later on. So thank you very much. We also have our parents here, my mom and my mom too. We call her Small Danny. Thank you very much. You can take a seat. So I won't say anything new because much has been said about Mzee. Of course, we have our in-laws who have also come here. I think our in-laws, maybe you can stand up to be noticed so that people know we are very close to our in-laws. We have the Jagani family, the Chesies, the Najoms, all the in-laws. Thank you very much. Thank you for coming. So, I've always tried to say what happened to Mzee. Mzee was unfortunately died of a heart attack or pulmonary embolism caused by blood clot. I like sometimes wading into some controversial issues. They call me a conspiracy theorist, but I guess I just have to say it, that it's important to note from the findings by most of the pathologists that they are seeing more of these blood clots in most people. And so it is important for anybody, the entire spectrum of ages, from young people, teenagers, middle-aged, and even older people, when you feel or you have some pain in on your limbs, you must go for a thorough checkup. And so the controversy is that this could be vaccine injuries. And so the medical practitioners, Dr. Nyekal is here, will probably one day try and explain to us what is going on. So ladies and gentlemen, there are many people who need to speak. Thank you for coming, and may the good Lord be with you all. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Fred. Because I was relying to some extent on names being brought to me, I forgot one of my best friends, Mheshimiwa Otieno. Thank you for coming. And Mheshimiwa Masara, thank you, Mheshimiwa, for coming. Thank you so much. At this juncture, allow me to invite one of the former colleagues and alumni of Makerere University, Abel Katembwa. Is Abel there? Yes, when Abel, you were in college with Dalmas, you might tell us a few things we might not have known. Thank you so much.
The church and the clergy, the family of Honorable Dr. Dalmas Otieno, distinguished mourners, ladies and gentlemen. My name, as you heard, is Abel Katembwe. I went to Makerere University with late Dalmas Otieno, and that was 1967 to 1970. Unfortunately, very few of us are still living. I know time is not on our side, but I'll make very few remarks. Condolences to the family. I'm deeply privileged to have come here to say a few words. I talked to my daughter who lives in Nairobi, in Nakuru. I said I'm going to drive from Kampala to Western Kenya for this burial, but she advised me to come to Nairobi, and I came with my wife. Briefly, Makerere, especially 1970, that was a year after which Uganda had a turning point. But there were few people in Makerere who led us. I was a politician in Makerere, but I want to mention the very key ones. Professor Nyang'nyongo, Dr. Dalmas Otieno, Dr. Joshua Mjenyi, Ambassador Taliwaku, Pakolumpachi, Wamala, Ouma, Nageme. Makerere students, at that time, Makerere was taking only 1,000 students. And I must commend late Dalmas Otieno. He was among the top, brilliant, few people who came to Makerere. 1,000 students were coming from Uganda, Kenya, and Tanzania. Honorable Dalmas Otieno is remembered for having been a very active student in politics. At that time, we were led by a very brilliant and active leader, Professor Nyang'nyongo. Otieno was a Pan-Africanist, driven by a desire for African unity. We believed that the whole of Africa was one, shared history, shared values, and shared experiences. Colonialism, colonization, as well as slavery. And we all had a desire for self-determination. I remember in 1970, led by Professor Nyang'nyongo, together with the Guild Cabinet, of which Dalmas Otieno was the Minister of Finance, towering over everybody. And I want to tell you that when he died, the picture of the Guild circulated on social media in Uganda, and you could see Dalmas Otieno towering above everybody else. But we did the first demonstration at Makerere University ever, and we were demonstrating and moving the British High Commission to present a memorandum and protest for the sale of arms to South Africa by the British government. That was the first demonstration. And after that demonstration, there was no further demonstration. January 26, Idi Amin took power, and that was the end of the story. Nyang'nyongo continued to come to Makerere as a special guest of Makerere University, who came to give special lectures, as well honor some of his colleagues, especially Dr. Mjenyi. Later on, as I conclude, my daughter got married to the Chesire family. She's there. And the husband is called Kipto Chesire. And then, what happens after? Pamela Cherop is married to William. Pamela Cherop is the daughter of Chesire. So I became a member of the family, not by default, but a member of the family of the Chesires, and a member of the family of Dr. Dalmas Otieno. This is all I have to say. And may the soul of Dr. Dalmas Otieno rest in eternal peace. Thank you for listening to me.
Thank you so much, Mr. Pepper. I'm going to request that we have a representative from the in-laws to talk on behalf of all the in-laws. And if it is possible for Mama Vicky, Mrs. Alo, if she can talk on behalf of the in-laws. Is Mama Vicky there? After that, we are moving to... Okay, I'm advised she will talk at home. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much. Allow me to invite the chairman of the National Steering Committee, Mheshimiwa Chila yako, take over from here. And maybe to save time, you can continue after giving your remarks and invite other dignitaries, tafadhali.
Bwana Yesu asifiwe. Thank you very much. I went to consult and be directed and advised on how much time we have. So if I do not permit you to talk, it is not me, it is time that has not permitted you to talk. If you are angry against me for that, be angry against time and forgive me. Thank you very much. I want to request the Nairobi committee and all the committee members wasimame ili tuwatambue. The committee members who worked with us tirelessly wherever you are. Simama alafu tuone kwa mkono, na naomba umati washangilie the committee members for the good work they did. Kaeni. I was doing that because my first presence here is as a result of being the chair of the committee, and I had to acknowledge my membership. You cannot be a chair and the only member, so forgive me for that. Allow me to take this opportunity to say sorry to the family of the late Dalmas, sorry to all our friends who are here, and sorry to our larger family from Kenya who have come to bid farewell to the deceased. I want to remind ourselves of the directive that we were given by our host. We are in Don Bosco Church, Catholic Church, and we were reminded that today is the memorial mass of Dalmas. If you look at the booklet before you, it's the memorial service of Dalmas. We were advised not to venture into politics, and when you are advised in a church, I believe the advice comes from higher than the church, so that's the advice from God. So if you are given opportunity by me, please, it is the memorial service of Dalmas. If you want to do politics, unaweza jaribu Facebook kidogo, Twitter, TikTok, and all those other places, or a press conference. On my part, I did not sit with Dalmas in Parliament. I was his alternate. When he was in, I was out. When I was in, he was out. So I was his alternate, but as an alternate, I understood him very well, because I used to read his notes, and he similarly read my notes, and our notes were very complementary. We worked very well together. He was very competitive, and he also told me that I was very competitive, and I think it was a lovely competition. Before we became competitors and alternates, the late Dalmas and my father went to the same school. Dalmas went to Rapogi High School. My father went to Rapogi Primary School many years ago, many years ago. And when Rapogi Secondary School was being started, its incubation was at Mosocho, which has become Cardinal Otunga. And my father was a Form 1 at Cardinal Otunga when the Form 1 students of Rapogi were being incubated in Cardinal Otunga. Both of them, both our families are very, very Catholic. Very, very Catholic. And it's not just my father's family and his father, but even their parents were Catholics, and they remained so for the rest of their lives. They are no longer with us. I must also say that I brought condolence from my father and my family, and from the people of Migori. I have brought condolence from Baba Raila Amolo Odinga. He told me that he couldn't make it to church, but he will make it when we get back to Migori County. I have also some condolence from State House, but that will be done officially when we are in Migori. So with those preliminary remarks, I will use my discretion, like the Speaker does it, to allow a few people to give us memories of Dalmas. And allow me to request our sister and friend, Dr. Sally Koskei. Dr. Sally Koskei, who served with the late Dalmas in cabinet. They were friends, and she must be having something to say. They served in ODM together, and Dr. Sally Koskei also served with me in public service, although I was a little boy, but a senior boy then. So karibu daktari, useme kitu kuhusu marehemu, lakini machache tu. Thank you very much. Tumpigie makofi. Asante.
Asante sana Governor, usitie shaka, sitakuwa na mengi ya kusema, huwa sina mambo mengi sana hivyo. Thoroughly surprised to be asked, but of course most of us worked very well with the late Dalmas Otieno. Because of my surprise, I overlooked saying pole to the lovely family of our departed brother. I worked with him in my capacity as a civil servant, and what I remember strongly was his great effort in getting Kenya Airways to be privatized. It was not an easy thing, and I knew some of the battles that he went through. As a civil servant, this was one of the ministers we went to discuss what to do outside of politics, because he was very well versed in this. When he came in as a politician, I was serving outside as a civil servant, but I knew that he was the finance minister in the government, in the student government at Makerere, because when you did that rioting, I think Anyang was kicked out, and we, once he left at Alliance, wanted to riot, but we didn't know what exactly we were supposed to be rioting about, so we gave up. In any event, there was a day, I had a whole day meeting with Honorable Dalmas Otieno. This is at the beginning of the ODM time. He came in with a lot of people, including Jacom, current president, and a few people. They had traveled from Gatundu. They had gone to bury the grandmother of Honorable Uhuru Kenyatta, and they chanced on me. And the following day, I will not tell you why they chanced on me, but the following day, Dalmas Otieno, a diehard Kanuman, came to discuss with me what we could do in the new dispensation. I was already in ODM because I was not encumbered by the Kanu, because at that time I had been a civil servant who managed to escape without a Kanu certificate. I still don't know what happened to me. I can only blame people like the Secretary General at the time. Nevertheless, the conversation centered around what can be done for the economy and the social relationships of Kenyans. I learned a lot from him. Of course, I always deferred to him because of his great experience, as mine was in different areas. When further, a little later, we had the complication of the post-election violence, he chaired a committee within ODM on how a government should be run at, I think it was called Pentagon House. And I was invited by him specifically because he wanted to use my background in the civil service to understand or to craft what we could do. Of course, we didn't take over the government. We came in just as part of it a little later. And I was privileged to serve with him in that cabinet. When he came to talk to me about medical insurance for the civil service, it was found, he had found that in the books, because that is something we had been working on towards the end of the previous era. I must say, he put more life to it than I had been able to do as a civil servant. As the minister responsible for civil service, that was in education and later on agriculture, I talked with Dalmas almost on a daily basis, mainly about his work. And one of those days, I was so angry because of something that had happened at the agricultural ground. And I went to consult him, and he told me, you know, don't waste time getting angry. Just sit down, take a deep breath, and try to understand that none of that was done deliberately. I'm not at liberty to say exactly what it was, but he calmed me down, and I was able to laugh at myself. May my good friend rest in eternal peace. Thank you.
Asante sana. Asante sana. I knew she had nice memories of their service together with the late Dalmas. I'll request Honorable Martha Karwa. She's gone. She left. Is Honorable Martha Karwa here? If she is not here, allow me to request Eliud Owalo. Eliud Owalo and I were peers at the university. He was at Kenyatta University. I was at Nairobi University. And Eliud Owalo happened to be the chair of KANU at Kenyatta University. Dalmas was a strong believer of KANU and government. Tom Obondo will say that, but not today. Karibu Eliud, useme machache.
Let me start with a disclaimer. I was not chair of KANU at Kenyatta University, but I've had a long, cherished relationship with Honorable Dalmas since the year 1991, when I was a second year at Kenyatta University. And I came to know him due to very difficult circumstances. What happened when I joined university in 1990, I had a kid brother at Alliance High School. And I told my parents that because we were getting boom, as it was called then, I wanted to exercise some reasonable level of responsibility. And I assumed paying school fees for my kid brother who was at Alliance High School. But as fate would have it, when we were in second year, school fees was introduced for university students. Now, here I am, who was already very proud that I was a responsible young man, being a student and also paying fees for somebody else who is my younger brother. How was I going to go back to my parents and tell them, please take back this boy and start paying his school fees? So I said I was not going to do that. So I took the courage. I didn't know Dalmas Otieno. I took the courage, I went to a telephone booth, and I rang the Ministry of Transport. And I insisted, I got one secretary, this long-term secretary, Mrs. Ajode, and I told Mrs. Ajode that I wanted to speak to the minister. Then she asked me, who are you? I explained to her, can you leave a message? I said, no, I want to talk to him directly. The message is not for you. So she put me through, and I talked to Dalmas. He asked me why I wanted to talk to him. I told him I want to come and see you. I've actually rang because I want an appointment to come and see you. Is it something we can discuss on the phone? I told him no. So he gave me an appointment, and I went to see him in his office. So when I went to his office, I explained to him my predicament, and I told him that I want you to get me out of this predicament because I feel so much embarrassed to get back to my parents and tell them that now they have to take up the school fees for my kid brother again. So he told me that he was going to pay my school fees. We were in second year at the university. So he asked me how much money I wanted. I told him I don't want money. I just want you to do a check to Kenyatta University. And as generous as he was, he opened his briefcase and he wrote a check of, I think, 6,000 shillings in favor of Kenyatta University then, a Commercial Bank of Africa check. And that is what enabled me to see through my university without getting back to my parents. So that's my history with Dalmas Otieno. And it's at the same time, since 1992, that I also came to know Fred. I came to know Eddie, I came to know Lillian, I came to know Lucas and the rest of the family. I came to know Mama Fred, later on Mama Jane and Mrs. Oyanda there, and Canon Oyanda, I don't know if he's around. So I've been close to this family since that time. Now, one funny thing, Dalmas also told me that apart from paying my school fees because he had assumed that responsibility, he was also going to be giving me pocket money. So every other time when I wanted to go out as a student, I would call his office, either I go and pick money from him or I pick from his secretary. And it was a reasonable amount of money. I remember Eddie, if you remember those days, we were age mates more or less with Eddie, and we had a lot of energy then. So in one night we would go to Carnival, we would go to Visions, we would go to Bubbles. And I used to buy drinks for Eddie and some other friends. And Eddie nicknamed me Millionaire, not knowing that the money I was using to buy them beer was actually his father's money. Just sit down, Eddie. Yeah. So that's my history with Dalmas. So up to today, myself and Eddie, we call each other Millionaire. So later on, in my private life as a consultant, when Dalmas was a member of parliament, I think this was now much later, he called me to do the strategic plan for his constituency. I think twice I did that strategic plan. In the year 2013, I happened to have done strategic plan for the office of the Prime Minister. Then subsequent to that, Honorable Raila Odinga reached out to me to head his presidential campaign in 2013. So I was actually the head of his presidential campaign secretariat and chief campaign manager. And I got to work again very closely with Dalmas because apart from coining the acronym CORD, he was also co-chair of the CORD Coalition Management Board alongside Senator Musila. And I worked with him very closely. One thing that struck me with Dalmas then was that whenever there was a meeting of the Coalition Management Board, he would listen, and when he rose to speak, the meeting always ended because he always provided a solution to the issues of the day. Much later, in the year 2019, I reached out to Dalmas because I had the idea of coming up with Nyanza International Investment Conference. So I reached out to him because he struck me as a very brilliant fellow for advice. So he told me that if you want to do this, please go ahead, it is workable, we have got abundance of opportunities in Nyanza informed by comparative advantages, get some people from the private sector and go the full hog. So we worked very closely with him in coming up with that idea. We brought on board so many professionals, I'm about to finish. And then later on, I decided to work with Ruto just before the last elections. Ruto was then deputy president. Then he called me to come and explain to him why I decided to work with Ruto. And I told him, I'm just benefiting from your analytical economics. I've looked at the statistics and I'm not seeing how anybody else is going to win these elections apart from Ruto. And I convinced him and he told me, if you have decided, please go the full hog. And I did exactly that. Much later, now in 2022, when I was appointed to the cabinet as a cabinet secretary, I went back to Dalmas and I asked him, what do you do in cabinet? He told me, if you want to excel in cabinet, prepare well for cabinet meetings. And I want to tell you that your situation is not different from mine, because you are going into cabinet not because of your political clout, but because of your brains. I survived in the Mori cabinet for a very long time because of value proposition. Go to that cabinet and add value. And that is exactly what I did. I believe for the 1 year stint I had in cabinet, I benefited from Dalmas's advice, and I gave that cabinet my best. As I summarize, good people, Dalmas struck me as a highly visionary individual. Highly visionary. He was very innovative, very creative, very agile in his thinking. Imagine somebody who way back in 1988 had already come up with a bank, had already come up with an insurance company. This is somebody who was very creative. Dalmas was intelligent, he was charismatic, he was eloquent, but most importantly, he was independent-minded. If there is any lesson that I would urge politicians within our midst here to emulate from the late Dalmas Otieno, is to exercise some discretion, some reasonable level of independence of mind, if we are to have a paradigm shift in our body politic. Let us be independent in mind so that we can add value for the benefit of Kenyans. Thank you very much. To the Dalmas Otieno family, may I take this opportunity to sincerely thank you for giving me unlimited access to your dad for the past 34 years. Thank you very much.
Asante sana, Eliud. I had to give Eliud that opportunity because of their closeness and their history together. I normally joke about his KANU membership. There was no KANU there. Thank you, Eliud. Now, you now know where your money was coming from. You also know where mine was coming from. Allow me to pick on another friend, and I want to pick this other friend because I know him and he also was my benefactor in my other life. Is Fidelis Gumo here? Fred. Fred Gumo was a very serious leader and a member of parliament belonging to KANU here in Nairobi. They served together with the late Dalmas. He was a very good friend of Dalmas. And way back when I was out of parliament, on my birthday I received 3 appointments. One of them was from Fred Gumo to be a director of Lake Basin Development Authority. So I was very lucky, and he was one of the people who gifted me a letter that gave me corporate experience. Karibu, Fred.
Father, the church, and the mourners. I'm sorry, I'm having a bit of. Well, thank you very much for giving me this chance. I didn't expect it. Because you see, as you grow, sometimes in certain functions, people forget that you are also supposed to speak. But Dalmas and I were very close friends. He came to Parliament, he found me there. Before he came to Parliament, I used to be the tallest. But when he came in, he was slightly taller than me. But we remained friends. Dalmas was a very steady person. Very steady, very intelligent, and very reasonable. You could hardly get anything which is not supportive out of him. You see, he came in as KANU, and as you know, politics at that time Khan was not very popular where he came from, but he remained stable, very stable. That's why Mheshimiwa Walo said that have an independent mind. I remember once, recently, we were in KICC. Much later, and he was sitting next to me. I think we had this meeting of ODM, I think, and Jubilee or what, I don't know, I'm not very sure. We're just preparing to go for elections of 20, is it 2017, I think? 2022. Did he stand in 2022 as governor? Yes. And we were sitting together, we were chatting. But we have always been very good friends. Then I looked at his staff, his scarf. It was different from the one I was wearing. So I asked him, Dalmas, which scarf is this? He told me, don't you know? That's where I am now. I said, since when? You see, that's Dalmas. That's Dalmas. And even during Moi's time, he's one person who was never confronted by Moi at any time. He was never confronted because he's always very calm, extremely calm. Very calm. You could not disagree with Dalmas unless you wanted to. So, as others said, me, I admired him because of his calmness and his character. He never abused anybody, he never disagreed with anybody. And when he chaired a committee or a meeting, he was thorough. He came with solutions. He would never argue with you, but when he's finishing a meeting, he will make sure that that meeting is successful and they have solved it the way it is supposed to be. Thank you very much.
Tumpigie makofi. Well, thank you very much. I've been reminded that we have very limited time, so I'll request those who will have the opportunity to speak here to make it very brief. I want to request David Murade. I know that you didn't expect to speak, but you normally speak, so come and speak here. And speak well of your friend. I know you had some friendship. Thank you, David.
Thank you, Governor. Family, church, my good friend Dalmas, Moses. They forgot to say you are a successor in public service, minister. By the way, I don't like funerals, and I rarely go to funerals. But when a close friend of mine we have to say farewell, I try to do that. And the reason I don't like funerals is because they go to talk politics. My friend Karoli Omondi, Mheshimiwa, my partner in crime, Rafael Tuju, family, poleni sana. Hiyo maneno Fred ameongea hapa ni kweli. Dalmas was going to run on our party, but remember we were in Azimio, so tukakataa. Kwa hivyo wewe unione nyuma ya hema, ndio sababu ulipita. Niko na special message from His Excellency the Fourth. He would have wished to be here with us. He's with us in spirit. They've come a long way with Dalmas. And God willing, tutakuwa na yeye Migori. La mwisho niseme, vile wengine wamesema, he was a very independent man. He's one of the fellows who told Uhuru in 2006, 2007, when we were riding on ODM, all politics is local. Akamwambia yeye na Katana Ngala, nimeona hapo Henry Kosgei, wazee kina Godana, wewe rudi kwenu, wajana na hii alafu hiyo ndio ilimfanya I inherit your Mount Kenya. They loved him in politics, but they knew akipanda hiyo mlima, against the mlima, mambo itakuwa ngumu. Asanteni sana. God bless you all.
Thank you. Tumpigie makofi. I looked at him and I knew he had a special message. So trust my eyes. Thank you very much, Murade. We'll have the fourth in Migori. Kwa hivyo watu wa Migori si tuko poa. Now I want to invite Moses Kuria. Moses Kuria and I have had a long history. I was a student leader. I made him a student leader. He learned from Dalmas and took over that ministry. Say kidogo tu.
Thank you very much. Tumsifu Yesu Kristo. You know, Father, I know you are worried about politicians, but I'm one of the very few Catholics here. And when I was an altar boy, we used to be told a story. There used to be jokes about Catholics, and the jokes was about confession. So there is this person who went for confession, and the father asked him, "What have you done again, my son?" And he said, "I have beaten up a politician." And the priest said, "You are supposed to confess sins, not great deeds." Because politicians are not supposed to be very good people. But I want to confess that herein lies a great man. I have known Dalmas for a long time, consulted with him, but I must confess also that my first impression of Dalmas was almost negative. And it was planted on me because when we left the university, we were so obsessed with Ochiro Ayako becoming MP for Rongo that we were scheming with TJ Kajwang and other people how to remove TJ Dalmas Otieno, that I almost believed that he was a bad man. Shame on you, Governor Ochiro Ayako. Because later in life, when I came to know Dalmas and I was consulting with him, and especially when 2013, 2017, I was working closely with Uhuru Kenyatta, and Dalmas was in court, and the country was so divided. And Dalmas was the reason, the voice of reason, which was calming us down, bringing everybody together, and really, I've not in a long time seen such a steadfast man who could not be swayed. So I want to say this. Dalmas, first of all, his commitment to the region, the Nyanza region. I remember 16 years ago, I went to Siaya town with Peter Munga, then chairman of Equity Bank. And Dalmas was minister. At that time, because we had gone to open Equity Bank Siaya branch, he said, "Today we are opening Equity Bank, but tomorrow I want us to open a Luo Bank." So I went and told him later, "Waziri, I don't think you need a Luo Bank. You need a national bank that can serve everybody for the benefit of everybody. Maybe what today they could have called a broad-based bank that is, can be able to bring everybody together." So, like Dalmas, I am a Catholic. Like Dalmas, I am tall. Like Dalmas, I was the treasurer, I was the finance minister of the University of Nairobi, student, and he knows that. Like Dalmas, I was minister for industry. Like Dalmas, I was minister for public service. Like Dalmas, I'm a good man. May the Lord rest his soul in eternal peace. Thank you very much.
Si tumpigie makofi good man. Asante sana. This good man came to parliament and I contributed money to him to get into parliament. I didn't know he had some secrets about me. So the good man is always a good man. He's always been my friend. And we worked very well to make him Sonu treasurer and Kabando chair. We were with Otieno Cage. Wodinyo Siani is over there. We want to do it quickly. For the current sitting members of parliament, we have their chair here. The chair of dual, Dr. Nyikal, a prolific civil servant who transformed the medical sector. Come and tell us if you did not encounter or meet Dalmas in the corridors of change when you were trying to treat us. Karibu, Sema Machache. On behalf of the sitting members of parliament who are here, because most of them will have opportunity wakifika kule nyumbani.
Thank you very much to the church that is presiding over this ceremony, the family of Dalmas, all distinguished guests, on behalf of my colleagues here. I first met Dalmas, I think in 1981 or 82. It was at a funeral of the wife of my uncle, and it was a fundraising. In those days, people were at fundraising, they were giving 20 shillings, 50 shillings, 100 was a lot of money. And Dalmas gave 700 shillings. And I'll never forget that. Around the same time, I think now 81, 82, I had a cooperative check of 30,000 and they had to go and pay dowry. I had already taken my wife, he had a child and had not gone to their home. It's becoming a bit of a crisis. But the check was going to take time and I needed cash. So Paul Gondi was working with Dalmas at the BT and they said, we can change that into cash. And I went and I got 30,000 shillings cash. And I was introduced to him again when I greeted him. I paid dowry. We have 5 children and my wife is still with me. That was great. Fast forward, I met Dalmas in the coalition government and he was chairing a cabinet committee. When the constitution was done, the article on the Human Rights Commission was actually just one, but there was provision that it could actually be split in the Commission for Administrative Justice, the Human Rights Commission, and the Gender Commission. And it's actually Dalmas as the chair of that committee that actually guided us on how to make that one happen. So the Commission on Administrative Justice, the Gender Commission, and the Human Rights Commission, I think we owe that to Dalmas. And then in the public service, what I remember most when he was a minister was the peace that we enjoyed, and then performance monitoring and performance contracting. That made a big difference. I know we are still doing it. It was well structured. There was a permanent secretary in charge of it, and we had to have a contract. That's when we came with the issue of program-based budgeting. So you had to have a plan, a national plan for your ministry. Then you have to add, you have a strategic plan, then you change it into annual work plan, and then you change that annual work plan into programs. And that is what then
would be the basis of the budget. So you go to the budget and you now budget for those programs. And then you picked indicators and you said yourself, I'm going to do this in this time. It brought all that. So it made work so easy. The public service, at that time I was a permanent secretary, the public service was very streamlined. I was a DMS for 3 years, a PS for 3 years, and I never received a phone call from State House telling me what to do, because there was a structured way of doing things. And if you did it that way, you never got any question, or you never had to answer anything. Let his soul rest in eternal peace.
Asante, very well. We are about to reach the tail end, but allow me to request Raphael Tuju Waziri. Raphael Tuju and I have a history. We served under Kibaki as ministers. He was a little unfortunate. I served when Moi was president. He wasn't there. But he also served later under Uhuru with Dalmas. So he must be having some good memories to share with us. Raphael Karibu, Ndugu. He's also my Okeo, so allow me for being clanist kidogo. Raphael, utasema machache.
Thank you, Governor. With respect to the church, may I pass my condolences to the family. I know how difficult it was that he was well until the following morning, then he's no more, and I just empathize during this very difficult time for you, and may God give you the strength and the resilience to go through this. Paul, Fred. I didn't expect to say anything, so I didn't prepare to say anything, but thank you for giving me the chance. I'd just like to pay tribute to our departed brother. He was not only tall in height, but he was tall intellectually. And for that reason, many of us looked up to him for his very calm counsel, his very kind and concern, especially for the people that he served. When you hear in his eulogy that he's taken care of 400 students, ensured that they went to school, went to college, and now they are in different walks of life as doctors, as lawyers, as achievers in different fields. That's the best you can do in life. And really, we can today say very good things about him, but what really lives are the people he touched, the people he helped, the people whose lives he changed. Forget about politics, because politics is very dishonest. And what he did for those people that he touched, I think we should thank God for that. And when we go through a moment like this of mourning when one of us is departed, it should be a poignant reminder to all of us that we are all mere mortal. May God rest his soul in peace.
Thank you, Raphael. We are coming to the tail end of the good memories. I know many of us have had a better relationship with Dalmas and would have loved to speak here, but blame time, not me. If I had the ability, the miraculous ability of expanding a time, I would allow you. And if these people would be patient, which is not a human virtue, it is a divine virtue, they would bear with you. We politicians are very boring. Now, before I get back to the family, there are two members of the family we have not heard from, the living spouses who are here. We like hearing ourselves but forgetting the family. They have been seated here. listening to us, allow me to say this. Dalmas was a tall person, but he had grown from being tall to being a towering person. I have heard Moses Kuria brag that he is tall. You are yet to tower. I heard Fred Gumo claiming that he is tall. You are yet to tower, but Muzahulu utafika tu hapo. Unajua wewe ni rafiki ya babangu pia. Hata mimi niko tall, lakini naelekea to tower huko. That is what all of us aspire to be. Eliud, your towering moment will come. So I want to say that the life and story of Dalmas is an inspiration, and we all should try and touch the lives of many people and transform many institutions that are placed by the public under our hands. With those many remarks, I know we'll have opportunity to make our remarks when we get to Migori. Today is the quarterfinal. The quarterfinal is the memorial mass. Tomorrow is the semi-final or semi-final if you are PLO Lumumba. It will happen in Migori. There will be more opportunities for people to share memories in Migori. And Migori will have a bigger multitude and a better microphone. Then that is semi-final. The final is on Thursday. So you have said the fourth will come. He will also share with us his memories. God has already willed. Naona Father amekubali. Mwambie Father amesema ameongea na Mungu. Kwa hayo machache ningependa kuomba Mama Dorothy. Mama Dorothy mali huko. Please come and share with us something about marehemu Dalmas. Karibu.
To our Holy Church, the Catholic Church, our Reverend Fathers, to the mourners, all the dignitaries, God is good. All the time. God is good. Reverend Fathers, you will just allow me to just to condole and eulogize my husband a little. I know the time is very limited, but with your permission, because I'm a staunch Catholic, I know how we work, I plead with you that you give me a moment for them. I'm here with my children. This is my firstborn son. He has something he wants to say about his father.
First, let me acknowledge the presence of the Lord. As it said in the Bible, if there are two or more people, the presence of the Lord shall be there. Second, to all the dignitaries, thank you for taking your time in this busy Kenya. Thank you so much. To the extended family and our family who have busy schedules also, who made their time, thank you so much. It's actually been a long day. Don't know how to start with it. I'm surprised I even got the opportunity. My dad had a lot of kids. So if some of you don't know, my names are Otieno John Price Okelo. Finished my studies in Japogi High School, just like his Governor Chilo and also my dad. Describing my dad is really difficult because they had a whole book of him. Man has wrote a lot of stories for himself. To start a story about someone who's almost at the top 1 percentile of the most influential Kenyans to ever exist is something difficult. No one told me being a firstborn of His Excellency Dr. Honorable Dalmas Otieno would be this difficult at such times. But he taught me one thing, and that was preparation, because you can't catch my dad unprepared. Every single time, anything he'd ever do, he was always alert to it, and that's the first thing he taught me. He said, in situations I'd ever pass, you should always be there for your family, and that's what I'm trying to do. So I would like to give my younger brothers to say something, but thank you guys for coming and taking your time here. God bless you.
My name is Ramogi Otieno, second born to Honorable Dalmas Otieno. One thing that Dad really liked to talk about was what he experienced when he was doing his things in business. One time we were in business class and I came to my dad and asked him of a topic that we had learned. And he told me that as long as you stay loyal to it, it will work. And I asked my friend if he really wanted to also do business, and he said yes. So the next day we went to my dad and he told me that in business you have to also be good at different things such as maths and trading. When he told me that, I told him to tell me about the stories he had when he was still in business, and he told me they were long, but I told him I'll come back. Hello, my name is Requiem Otieno. There's a time I was 7. I was still around. I was upstairs. So I didn't know my father was being interviewed downstairs. So I went down for a cup of water. I found cameras surrounding him. I couldn't even reach the dispenser. It's when I realized that this man has locked in. It's serious. So I'm finding myself asking myself, who am I? Now, here I am, following my dad in business. I'm doing business classes, have my own crew, have an accountant, a full crew.
How much savings have you done? How much savings do you have? 30?
Right now, around 30,000.
Thank you. I wanted them to say something about their father, because lately they spent so much time with their father, almost every day. And it would have just been fair for them to give him their last respect. For me, I would say that this gentleman knew me when I was a very young girl. And I was working with Jaramogi Foundation. And when I came to work, I was only 19 years. I was brought with the King Odinga, and I was living in the Diko Neko, just stand up so that they can acknowledge. This was my father, because Akinyi adopted me at 19 years. And we started working at Jaramogi Oginga Odinga Foundation, where we took over from Ratengugego and Raphael Tuju. At that time, they were doing that. And I finally came to work there. We worked with Herbert Ojwang, we worked with Ochila Yako, we worked with Karoli Omondi, and we worked with, later, I went to work with the county government, and 2 of my colleagues are here. Waziri was my colleague, and Well Chief was my PS at that time. In 2007, when we had the coalition government, we had a peace talk which was going on. Akina Karoli was there. Is Martha Karua here really? She left. That is when Mzee saw me talking to, let his soul rest in peace, Kofi Annan. We used to have a lot of teas with Kofi Annan. He was my friend, and at that time, one day when they were having the talks, he came and told me, Edward the Kingane Kanye. Like, where do you want to go with this man? And he asked me about what my name is, where I come from. And he apparently knew my father. My father was the senior driver to Moi, and he was John Okello's senior driver, Requiem. So when I told him about my father, He knew him exactly. Because there's a time when Moi had left something in Nairobi and he wanted a driver who could get that thing in Nakuru in less than, and my father did it at that time in 40 minutes. And that is how he was given Rec 1. So when I told him where I was coming from, he just quickly absorbed and we started talking. He never wanted me to go to Ghana, where I thought I could have gone. And that was the end of my story with the Ghanaians. And now he told me to stay here. Finally, I want to thank everybody. No, ideally, actually, if there's somebody, at that time when I was still young, I think I was only 21, 22 at that time. There's, where's Lavendo Jala? Oh, in all standards, this is the girl my husband should have married. Because she's very diplomatic. She was my best friend, actually. In all manner of diplomacy and all that, she's that side, I'm this side of the world, while Dalmas is this side of the world. But Lavender was my best friend when we started having these things. I actually thought, Dalmas, what did you see in me? And Lavender is there. Because we couldn't interact. He found me very loud, while Lavender could calm and bring the relations. So Lavender, we've all lost. I want to say also that being a young girl at that time, a very naive girl, if you look at my eulogy, I think it's just one paragraph. He just saw a young, naive girl and turned me into a dynamite, what I am today. And I thank him for the opportunity that he showed me and everything that he showed me. And I can bet you for sure that if God is the one who gives life, Dalmas is just resting, but his spirit will go on. Allow me also, as a woman leader, there are people, Your Excellency, you'll forgive me. I have my women friends. If I forget to mention them, I would feel cheating. Mrs. MP Walter Otieno, please come, stand up, just wave. Those are my women friends. Mrs. Paula Buor, that is my Nrongo. Mrs. Mark Nyamita, I know she's there. We in some group, we are doing other funny things. Sheila Lang. Oh, Lillian, where's Mrs. Masara? Oh, those are my women friends that we work with in Migori to make these men of Migori be who they are the way you see them. Otherwise, thank you so much for coming and for all of you who have made Mzee's funeral be a successful one. I thank you so much. Continue working with us. And all of you, Karibuni Nyumbani Rongo, you see where we are putting Mzee to rest. God bless you. God bless you once again. Thank you very much.
Tuwapigie makofi tena. Asante sana Mama Dorothy. Father, you will bear with me because it was Dalmas's memorial and the time you gave me was a little brief. Allow me to sin once more, and I know we will be forgiven for the sins by you. So may I request Nyogada, Mama, to say something, na kwa sababu yeye ni senior citizen, tutamperekia microphone huko na mimi ndio nitapereka. Asante sana Mama Dorothy. Asante sana. Okay.
The church and everybody who has come to help us send our beloved friend to rest. May I recognize senior government officials, ministers, and all protocol observed. I greet you all in Jesus Christ's name. For those who don't know me, my name is Patricia Otieno. I'm going to be very brief because a lot has been said about Mzee. I call him Mzee because according to his age and my age, he calls me Mama and I call him Mzee. So I'm not happy to call, I don't think I can call him Dalmas. It's like I'm disrespecting him. Well, to my point of view, I'm not going to be, I don't want to say much about my husband because we may be here for even 10 hours, but I'll try to be brief. My beloved friend and family, my husband was many things. Devoted father, leave my glasses. I married Dalmas in 1965, August. We were both students at Rapogi. I was on the girls' side and he was on the boys' side. That time I was the head prefect for the boys, and I was the head prefect for the girls. But that time I was very beautiful. And you know, with the Luos, a woman with a gap between her teeth is considered the most beautiful woman. So when we were leading student to church, he could allow me to go inside first. And that is when he recognized me. And also I was wondering, who is this tall, handsome, I realized that maybe, I don't know, but he knew that I would be his wife. He approached me and he told me to go on the other side for in secondary school where the boys' side, but I did not. So we had to meet near the garden where he was, he had a garden where he planted cabbage and everything. There was a position where you could put a letter so that I can get it. I'm going to be very brief. And that time there were two girls from Rongo, because I come from Kanyamwa, that Senator Golan, my daughter-in-law knows very well, sister-in-law. So that place is where I usually take letters. And he instructed one or two of the girls from his place that, be very careful, watch out. I don't want this lady to talk to any man. So they were very close to me and they were very, very careful. Whatever I was doing, they had to report to him, not to talk to any man. But we loved each other so well, and I married Dalmas, a very handsome man. He gave me problem with women. Yes. Because Dalmas was handsome, that no woman could pass without turning her head, looking at him. But I played it cool because I'm a born-again Christian. I don't have jealousy. I lived with Dorothy. Where's Dorothy? Stand up. I've been living with this lady ever since you got married to my husband for 14 years, under one roof. I gave them a room. Until when she had her twins, Ramogi and Raya, then she didn't move out. She is still living with me in my house. Now it's 14 years. And that one, so many people challenged me that, how can you do that? Welcoming a woman in your house as a wife to your husband. I said, no, I love my husband and I respect him. I refused. I didn't want him to park his car in Rongo where Dorothy had a rented house. So I decided, I told my husband that bring that woman home. We have a big house and I'm going to give her a room. Yeah, just sit down, my dear. Ever since we lived in that house with my daughter Dorothy, she respected me and we could eat together, breakfast, everything. So what I'm trying to say, I'm celebrating a great hero, a man who is very intelligent, very handsome, a father to my children, and a grandfather to my grandchildren. God blessed us with the 13 grandchildren. They are all here. What I can say, I'm praying that may the Almighty God rest his soul in peace as a peaceful person. Dalmas is in heaven. Hallelujah. He's in heaven. And that one I know because when he came home, the way he behaved, going to a crusade, staying with me there for 3 days, teaching the congregation how to work hard for the Lord, that one, he approves that Dalmas, me say, you are in a better place. And that's why you are smiling in this casket. This man is a wonderful man. I'm celebrating a hero and I'm going to bury a wonderful person. But I love you, honey. I love you to the moon and back. May all be blessed. For those who have come all the way to help me send this great man to rest, may the Almighty God bless you all. And the church, I bow my head to you for what you have done to show your love and to respect my husband. May God bless you all in Jesus Christ's name. Hallelujah. Thank you, Governor, for allowing me to take this opportunity to say a few words about my beloved husband. I have a lot to say, but you will read more in what I missed to say. I love him. I love him.
Tumpigie mama makofi. I think there is nothing more to say. I'll just ask Eddie to say a vote of thanks and then we stop it there and hand it back to the church.
I'm sorry, I beg we don't say the vote of thanks.
Thank you very much. I yield.
We have
Wacha nirudi
mass.
kwa kiti yangu kama Mkatolik ili hii hadithi ya Kuria isiwe ya ukweli.
Tumsifu Yesu Kristo. Is your neighbor tall? Is he handsome? So, allow me to say the vote of thanks on behalf of the family because of the interest of time. we have mass here in the next few minutes, and we wouldn't like to inconvenience people. I'm sure Dalmas would not have loved to inconvenience anybody. This was a very beautiful service. If you stand where I am standing, it is so beautiful to see all of you seated so calm and peaceful. Indeed, Dalmas was a good man. Makofi kwa Mungu. And I think all of us are learning that even politicians are God's children called to serve children of God. Si ndio Hata hawa viongozi wetu leo wamebehave vizuri kuliko siku nyingine mahali. They trying to come in good time. Wachache wamechelewa lakini they are busy. Next time wakuje mapema. It was wonderful praying together as a family of God, praying for our brother, our father, our friend, and a child of God. I would like to encourage the family to remain strong in the Lord. God will take care of you. Without Honorable Dalmas, God knows better how to. Thank you very much, choir, for beautiful singing. Makofi kwa choir. I would like to thank Father Dennis. I will not give him a few minutes to say something because actually he's the one celebrating the next mass, okay? And I thank also Patrick, together with Augustine, for helping us here. We thank Ben with the sound system. We thank Iso. We thank Gerald and the staff of our parish. Tunashukuru pia fundi wa mitambo kwa kuwezesha service hii kufuatiliwa sehemu zingine mbalimbali. To the family, we wish you every bit of God's blessings for the remaining programs. May God go. Ben, usinizimie mic, huku ni kwangu. Tunasema family, Mungu awatangulie for every plan, every program, so that Dalmas will be laid to rest the best way possible. Tukitoka hapa, on my right there is a tree a bit extreme. We shall have the viewing of the body there. I would request tusikue around the doors of the church so that we don't disturb the mass that will be ongoing. Asanteni sana, Mungu awabariki sana. Tusimame. God, our loving Father, we thank you for this moment that you gave us to celebrate the life of your servant Dalmas Otieno. We thank you for the good Christian, the good man, and the good leader that he was. We thank you for the gift of his family that are mourning him at this moment. Lord, we invoke your blessings and power upon each one of us gathered here, in a very special way to his spouses, children, siblings, all the relatives and friends. We pray that, Lord, as they make many journeys these next few days, you may grant them, accompany them with your presence, and may they experience your protection and also your presence. And we make our prayers through Christ our Lord. Amen. Eternal rest grant unto Dalmas, O Lord. May he rest in peace. Amen. The Lord be with you. And may Almighty God in goodness and mercy bless and protect you, the Father and the Son and the Spirit. Amen. Go in the peace and love of Christ. Our mass is ended.